Hello, I tell some clown.
Eat it up, no need to go down. Rock that one, that is how it come. Eat it up, no need to go down.
Till I come round, come for the 4 pound.
Eat it up, no need to go down. Rock that one, that is how it come.
Sit down, me love how you perform. You grabbing me body, you never go scratch your palm. Wait, your pussy good, me never dead so long. Wait, your pussy good enough, you put it in a song. Tell you where the man say, him better run. Come, we fight for your pussy, old veteran. Watch how your step, land mine, set a pressure bomb. You just make it sitting tough up and I never gang. Squeegee round and leave him alone. Shake your bum, see the shape of your round. Leave your panty, the G-string at home. Tell her come see me, come for the 4 pound. Me a kai, sign your tits. Touch the grapevine, bite your lips. Make you waistline, why not tick? Don't waste time when I visit. Just come in a kissy, me know it risky. She a said it that the jacket he go fit me. Disappear like when me little Trixie a fight, but she did Lulu before 50. Come and make me pet your pussy Jimmy. Me I know your brother nothing no wrong if you're feeling. Pizza your order, but me deliver please. Skinny out like Victoria, could not keep the secret.
Yo, what is up, people? What is going on? Welcome. We are back with another episode of the O.O.C. Wednesday night with my homie JG. Now, I know you're wondering, hey, where's Roberto? Because I know the comments are going to come in sooner or later. Roberto said he will be here in a minute. He just had something to do real quick. So, I said me and JG will hold it down until Roberto gets here. And he definitely wanted us to hold off on his topic, which we will. Because I think the topic that I have first is probably going to last us right up until he comes here anyways. So we definitely going to talk about that. We're going to shit on these clowns, you know what I mean? But before we get started, JG, let the people know where you are, brother.
JG Shaolin Terrific, the undefeated, undisputed final boss of the 36th Championship Shaolin. Wee! Shout out to Jim Kelly, black martial artist, film actor. You know that, Nzo. There you go. Yo, welcome to Primetime Wednesday night on the O.O.C. with the host Nzo, a.k.a. the Abbott, the Osiris of the the Spliff King, the Professor of Gunja, alongside Captain CPT Time, Roberto, a.k.a. Mr. 100, a.k.a. No trouble did anything gonna be irie. No woman, no cry. And please check out my uncle on the GGC. We got something coming, late night coming soon. Check it out. And I'm prohibited for saying anybody else. I'm going to end it right there.
See, you're learning, but I actually thought that I was going to get Jim Kelly without the Nzo part in it, but I guess I
got to carry for that one, right? I got, Black History got to be all year round, man.
I got you. It's all good. I got you. We have no worries with that. I'm going to get you, though. I'm going to find a way, but I'm going to get you. Guys, O.O.C., we like to start off with some jokes, but I'm going to wait for the jokes for Roberto to come in because I know he's going to like a few of them. Plus, JG got one over there. Finally adding something to the show,
Whoa, wait a minute. I sent you about 20 damn videos. You picked the one that wasn't even the funniest one at all.
I just went through them, man. I had them all up there, and I was like, okay, this, and this. And then, the show just started going on, and I never had time to get back to them. But don't worry, I still got them all up there. I got them all ready. Don't worry. Guys, you know how we do it on the O.O.C. I was going to do this as a video, right? I was going to be like, you know what? I'm just going to make a video and roast these clowns like I've done before. But it was a slow week. There wasn't really much to talk about this week. So I said, you know what? I'm going to do it on the O.O.C. I invited Mike to come on too if he wanted to too, but Mike was like, probably not because JG is going to say some foul shit about his future wife and it's going to go off the rails on there. I
mention her name unless he says something. I can't remember her name. What is her name? Crockett. That's all I remember. I can't remember. Jasmine, that's it.
There you go. Jasmine Crockett. So I was like, okay.
I said it, Mike. I said it. Ghetto ass. Now say something.
Beanica said, Superman is the best thing I've ever seen. Well, that's interesting. I'm going to see
I've heard mixed reviews so far.
So have I.
The ones I've heard that were kind of bad were ones who praise the Snyder Superman movie. So that could be it.
I watched Jeremy Johns, and he said one thing, and he said something that I was worried about, and it was the fact that he said James Gunn humor is all over this movie.
Yeah.
And that's Guardians of the Galaxy crap, and if that's the case, then I'm gonna have an issue with that. Doesn't mean the movie's not gonna be good, but I may have an issue with all the comedy and everything. You know? So we'll see.
I mean, you think about it, like the Batman, I thought was I know you didn't like it, but I thought it was a perfect movie for me, and I still had issues with it. So something that could be good, and you still have issues.
100%. But I am not gonna tell you this again. There will be no fucking positive Batman talk on any of my shows. We are not doing that shit. All right.
Okay, I'll come up with some negative. Here we go. I did not get that slow ass walking he was doing. Every time he got somebody, he would slowly walk. And like the dude could have got away by the time you got to him. What the hell? I could not stand it.
Absolutely. And trust me, I did not like that movie at all. Put me to sleep like 3 different times. But we are here to roast these fucking racist ass clowns. It's Geeks and Gamers, it's Nerdrotic, it's all of these fucking racist ass shit. And I noticed that when the Ironheart shit dropped, it was just like off the chain with their racism. You know what I mean? So I said, you know what? I got a few clips over here, and we're gonna show them. And why is one of them not there? What's going on there? Okay, so we're gonna start it off with this one because this is the one that actually started it for me, right? And I seen this. I'm guessing this came out when the trailer came out, but I didn't see it until late. So first, let's watch this one.
Comes out.
You could tell when she said stepdad that it was going to be about black people.
No thing.
My stepdad, because my real dad left
Take
me.
it apart.
Are they going to play black music so I know there's a black person starring in it?
I don't know this is a show about black people until I hear hip hop. Yeah, what's going on?
What would her Jarvis be called? Jemima?
Jarvisqua. I already said Jarvisqua.
Jaquisha? I think Jamichael works.
I'm going with Shanae. I'm going to go with...
Wow. Likely.
I think you mean Shathiad.
Joanna Man. Joanna Man. Joanna Iron Man. Joanna Iron Man.
Joanna Father.
Yeah, so that was the first one, them reaction to the trailer, and there are a few people on that stream. Okay, so first off, let me bring
Comes out.
You could tell when she said stepdad that it was going to be about black people.
Unfortunately, I can't get my screen up, so I can't pause the shit. What the hell is going on with this thing? You see, they made some changes to the studio, and it's kind of messing up anything. But okay, well, anyways, so that was when the trailer came out, and these guys decided that they were going to blast the trailer, and it's like, oh, well, I guess if there's hip hop music, it's a black show. Like rock and roll is not predominant in these white movies and these white trailers. You know what I mean? Like their fucking shit that they say doesn't apply, or at least for them, it doesn't apply to the white shows that they watch. But when it comes to black people shit, they can run off there and say whatever the fuck they want to, right? And there's a dude on there that we used to stream with. His name, Comic Division. He was on there too. And I always had kind of issues with him when I used to watch a show, like, that doesn't seem, you know what I mean? And now sitting on there, you laughing with these guys when they're using Shaniqua and all of that shit just shows me that, well, yeah, you probably a fucking undercover racist just like the rest of them bastards. You know what I mean? Tony said, what's good, Nzo and JG?
Salute, Tony. Salute.
Said all these clubs are bitches. 100%, Tony. 100% they are. JG, what are your thoughts on that trip clip real quick?
So you seen the movie Black Klansman, right?
Yes, sir.
You remember the scene where David Duke's on the phone with what's his name? And he said how he can tell if it's a black person on the phone with him.
Yeah.
And he says they say R and not R. That's what that shit is. So crazy. That's what it makes me think of. A whole panel. It'd be different. They would just like that with anybody. Whether you're black, white, Indian, Asian, whatever, they're like, okay, they just equal opportunity racists. At least they getting everybody. It seems like they have a whole lot of energy when it comes to black people or black-led shows. That's like the Obi-Wan show, right? With the one whatever. I didn't like her character either, but I wasn't like all calling her ghetto and all. Like it's ridiculous.
Well, that's the thing. Go ahead, sir.
I was gonna say, if you don't like the show, just say you don't like the show, or if you don't like the trailer, say you don't like the trailer. But don't start with the whole shenanigans and the shatid and all that. Like this, dude, that's ridiculous. But you know what's funny? As soon as someone calls them out, they start getting butthurt. I'm not racist. I'm not prejudiced. Then shut the fuck up talking about it. Then. Talk 100%. About what you have in front of you. If the trailer's bad, say I'm not feeling the trailer. I don't like it. I don't like the character. I don't like it. I just don't like it. Cool. But when you start doing the whole stereotypical, it's like, dude, I guarantee that won't go on a panel full of black people and say the same thing.
But that's the thing, right? You're looking at the panel and it's a bunch of fucking white people sitting on there talking about black people shit like that. And then they want to say they're not racist, right? If we had a panel of pure black people on here trashing a fucking white movie, right? They would call us, oh, you see, black people are racist and this and that. So I don't understand why these people are able to get away with the shit that they're able to get away with. It's fucking ridiculous. And it's getting to the point where it's absolutely annoying to me.
And this is the excuse they'll use. They'll bring one or two black people on the panel with them.
100%.
And they say, see, they agree with it. They say the same things we say. So how can I be racist when a black person says, dude, really? You know it's going to happen.
100%. And let me see if I can find this video real quick, because we already know what fucking black person that they have that supports them and is basically is basically the coon. And yes, I said the coon. I know I'm gonna get fucking ripped up for that, but you know what I mean? They got one black guy, the token black guy. Let's use token, all right? The token black guy on their stream that just sits there and laughs and makes jokes with them about black people issue. Can't find a video right now, but I'll try and find it. But what are your thoughts, JG? Go ahead. What do you think? Because you know what I'm talking about. I'm gonna say his name, Ripper. Ripper, 100%.
The only time I really liked him was when he was going off on Jody. That was kind of funny. But other than that, he's not somebody that I watch, so I can't say much about him. Look, I'll say this: like, black people aren't a monolith, right? We all are diverse people, different opinions. We have our different methods of how we see our people rising up and being who we should be. But it comes a time when you have a panel full of people like that, or just doing a shenanigans stuff like that, and you sit there laughing with them and quiet about it. I'm sorry, man. You're a coon. I'm going to be real. You're just a coon. You are. Coon is probably too good of a word to use for it, but token is way too good to use for it. And again, it's look.
I say token because he's the one that they hide behind. You know, it's like, guess what, guys?
He agrees with it, so it's okay.
Yeah, we have one black friend. You know, here's the video. I know you guys
never apologize these freaks and never explain yourself to them. Fuck them. They think Ryan's a racist. What do? We just call him a racist all day long. Fuck you and your labels. We don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
Jeremy from Geeks and Gamers is a racist. Okay, and fuck you gonna do about it? Like, you know, like your labels mean nothing. We just meme the fuck out of you. That's all you are.
I saw some people finally figured out. Some people clipped on Twitter that my George Floyd memorial thing that I did at Universal.
Yeah, remember that?
So I'm sure that'll go around.
I had to walk away at that when I was like, God damn it, Ryan. I was crying, laughing.
God, it was funny as hell.
Dude, oh my God.
Yeah.
It's like somebody
play it on the stream.
No, the fuck you should know. But somebody during my stream, somebody said something. They were like Ryan's toned it down lately, it seems. And I said, are you fucking kidding me? Did you see his live stream earlier? Dude.
Yeah. There's like this statue at Simpsons Land of like the founder of like.
Pause it real quick. Look, now if I was on this panel, I would not be laughing with these guys. I'd be like, you find that fucking funny? You think that is funny? right? You think that it's funny to make fun of somebody who was fucking murdered. You think that's funny. You think that's a joke, right? And Fatal Day J did a stream a couple of days ago with a guy. I can't remember the guy's name, but he sent me the link to the stream. And he pretty much told me that, like, and I knew it because we talked about the time when this was happening, because they were loosely connected with Geeks and Gamers, right? So Drunk 3PO is with Geeks and Gamers, but Drunk 3PO was always on their stream. Now, I know Drunk 3PO doesn't necessarily agree with the stuff that they were saying, but he's still associated with them. You know what I mean? So anyways, Fatal messaged me and we talked about this. And then when he did on the stream, he was like, pretty much told him like, yo, bro, like, that's not a joke. And he's like, oh no, I can't do that. You know what I mean? I can't do that. Like, take it back. I'm not going to do that. Can't take it back, and all kinds of shit like that. So they know what they're doing, right? But to me, if you want to play racist, then you're a 100% fucking racist. And it gets a lot worse with the next video that I have. But your thoughts so far, JJ?
Well, number one, Ryan should be the last one to talk that big ass forehead he got.
Facts.
That big forehead. Oh my God, dude. That's like a perfect target for a punt. But
Facts.
Look, again, when it comes to Young Ripper, I don't really know him like that. I've seen him a couple times, but you know, it saddens me that him and Epic Mike will laugh at, especially the George Floyd thing. I can deal with the Iron Heart shit because that's like fantasy or whatever. But real life stuff, a person dies, you make fun of that and you got laughing about it, bro. What if that was you?
Facts.
And they were up here laughing about it.
Facts.
Like that doesn't make any sense. But I mean, look, it's a lot of keyboard gangsters out here.
Facts.
A lot of them. These are keyboard. Now Ripper, he looked like he might throw down with somebody, but these other guys, Mike, I don't know who that guy is, but Ryan and whatever that
Kennel pussy.
That kid, but the one looks like a freaking Aaron Brotherhood guy with the hat.
Oh, I got you. Yeah.
Him and dude,
that's Jeremy.
Yeah, I've seen those two quite a few times, and yeah, dude, the keyboard gangsters.
Yeah,
like, so what are you gonna do about it? Keep talking. One day.
Facts.
You gonna write a check? Look,
100%, 100%.
You writing checks. Somebody's gonna cash them out one day. Keep on.
100%.
And please come on and see, we can have a whole discussion if you want to. Because I know, like I said, one of their legionnaires or whatever is probably watching, saying, "Ooh, they're talking about you," and they probably like it because it's giving them clips, But still,
you know what? First off, my channel's too small, so I don't care about giving them clips because they're getting fucking views anyways, which is unfortunate. But you're absolutely right. They wouldn't come on here. None of them would, right? They wouldn't come on here and have this conversation. And they, even if they did, none of them would say the fucking fucked up shit that they say on this shit and on the other stream too, right? So I just want to continue because this is why I say when you have the token, watch when he continues, you have this guy over here, Eric July, Ripper, who pretty much starts laughing at the same time.
Springfield or something, who's dressed like Davy Crockett, but he's standing up there with his leg up and his foot is on the neck of a dead bear, and he's laying on the ground. And I saw that shit and I'm like, hey, Alex George Floyd Memorial. And Alex is like, oh man, George Floyd.
You could tell, you could tell Ryan's confidence, which is never lacking, was kind of even higher at that point because he knew Alex would co-sign it. And so you could tell, I could hear Ryan being even louder than normal, and I just had to walk away. I'm like, holy shit. I'm just waiting. This is gonna be another bat that's gonna be all over Twitter. It's gonna be all over clip.
But that's what you want. You want it to be all over Twitter. You want it to be all over there, right? He said it. You call me a racist. I don't give a fuck. But you are a racist, regardless of what you say. And you're a fucking fraud, too. Because I never said anything, and I think Danny can contest to this. Uche, right, who used to... Uche, he came on the show. I know it was on Square One. I can't remember if he came on the O.O.C. I believe he did come on the O.O.C. one time, and I was on Square One time. And we were backstage. And we're talking, right? And it was after the Zack Snyder and shit, all of that. So he already had a bad taste of Jeremy in his mouth and all kinds of shit.
Mhm.
And he pretty much told us, like, Jeremy fronts. He don't know shit about fucking the EU and Star Wars. He just pretends that he does and all kinds of shit like that. And he just went off on him, right? And I was like, you know what? That kind of makes sense, right? Because they don't really care about anything else but just trying to, and they're the ones doing it. Like they say, oh, you know, the media and it's this and racial divide. These are the guys that are doing it. Because anytime there's something black in a movie or something good with black, it's like, oh, well, there's not enough good white people in this movie. You remember that shit?
Yes, it felt like the Batman, right? When Catwoman goes off to this white elitist thing, that he went for a whole hour or two talking about that one line. Like,
100%.
why does he have to say that? Why do you have to say that? It's like, bitch, look at the movie. That's all you saw. Like, why you mean? Oh my goodness,
bro, I was fucking, and I get livid, right? And people are like, again, it's like, oh, you know, I think I was talking to Brian backstage, and it's like, yeah, you know, I see it, it doesn't bother me, but I try to ignore it. And I know you guys said to just ignore it. But at the end of the day, and I say this all the time, if we just ignore it, because we're the only ones they tell to ignore it. They don't tell the LGB to ignore all the bigotry they get, right? They don't tell them that, but it's always us. It's always the black people. Oh, it's just a word. Just ignore it. And if we continue to ignore it and we don't fight it, we're never going to get it to stop, right? The LGBT community got all these bylaws and laws that if you disrespect them or profile them or hate racially or whatever, you go into jail, you get in trouble. But that doesn't happen with us, right? Because we don't stand up enough. I get it. I can't do it alone. O.O.C. can't do it alone. But if we started off with like 100 people, and then that 100 people reached out to more 100 people and 100 more people, and it got bigger, the louder the voices get, the better changes we would get. Not to mention, not just those changes, right? Putting your money where the mouth is too as well. Oh, you guys support this? Well, you know what? We're not going to support you. And that's a big thing that I think we as a people have a hard time doing. And it drives me up a wall. Really does. Really does. Anything else?
Yeah, well, you said a mouthful right there. I had something that's lost it right there. Because, yeah, man, it's how can I say this? We have a whole lot of buying power as a people, right?
Yes.
Spend a lot of fucking money, buy a lot of stuff. We don't save anything as a whole. And even with channels like that, I've seen a lot of people talk against them. The problem is the people at the top, like us, aren't saying anything against them.
Right.
That's one of the big problems. I would challenge, I know they're probably not listening. I would challenge all the big YouTubers who are black to say something against them.
100%. And you know what's funny too? Because the first video we got it from was from Dr. Richard, whatever his last name is, from the Young Turks. So they got a hold of it and they played that shit. But it's like for them, because that's not really what they do. So it's a one-time thing, boom, and they're not going to do it again, right? We need to get on these people's necks and stay on their necks like they fucking made fun of with the George Floyd shit, right?
Exactly.
Fresh and Fit, those guys got demonetized for saying shit derogatory about like women and shit like that. So why the fuck can't these guys get demonetized for the shit that they say about black people? Right? Why is that? Why is their shit allowed to be on there? Why is fucking Nerd Roddick allowed to say the shit that he gets to say, right? And still make money off of it. You know what I mean? It's just...
Well, I'll tell you why I think.
Go ahead.
Because as black people, when we say something, it's just black people.
Facts.
When it's any other group that says something, what are black people do? We jump right on their side. We know how it feels. So we jump to their aid, which gives them more numbers, and they get the ball, they get things rolling. But when it comes to us, no one really has our backs. You have individuals, I'm talking about groups, right? You say something about the untouchables,
Mm-hmm.
What happens?
Mm-hmm.
Look what happened to Kyrie Irving. He just put in a tweet.
Facts.
And all of a sudden he had to apologize, give money almost
100%.
out the NBA, all this stuff. Say
100%.
something about a black person. Oh, you probably go to some counseling session and apologize and you move on.
Mm-hmm. Or you get it's just a word, guys. Like, what are you worried about? Don't worry about it. It's nothing. It doesn't hurt you. But they don't understand how those words and the actions that go behind those words have kept us in the background for centuries, right?
Mm-hmm.
But remember I said it gets worse, right?
Oh, God.
Hold on. Let's see.
I guess Perry clips it out, but
start it over.
Hello,
It
fellow
looks
black
like a
people.
bad,
Oh, there.
CW.
Wow, really?
Exactly, JG. That's exactly what I said. That's how you're fucking starting.
So they're
your video?
trolling right now. They're trolling.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's exactly how you start your video. Hello, fucking black people. Oh, you motherfucker.
It just
bro.
looks like the whole Aryan Brotherhood channel right there. And it is. I apologize for anybody on that panel who doesn't feel like they doesn't sympathize with them. But if they're saying that you're not saying anything against it, you're right along with them.
You know what? I agree with you. And the problem is that there is not one fucking person on that channel or on that panel that does not agree with them, that does not disagree with them. So your reaction to the start was exactly like mine. Wait till you hear the rest.
I guess maybe they're watching if Perry clips it out. But
Hello.
Hi. How you doing? Thanks for watching. Black TikTok, what's up? I'm huge over Black TikTok.
First off, just to let you know, motherfucker, we are black people. We the
okay,
ones.
Look at the bottom. Got the very bottom on the left side. What does that thing say?
Hold on, let me pull
A fourth Black Garrett?
1/4 Black Garrett, yeah.
What the fuck? Is that his name? Or this is something he's just trolling?
He probably just trolling some shit, bro.
Wow.
I never seen this guy before at all. But that again, this is what they think is funny, right? They probably knew that when they were doing this part of the video, this is how it was gonna go. So we popped that shit in there. All right, guys, look at this. You know what I mean, bro?
FNT, everybody loves it.
I love TikTok.
I'm getting
TikTok's
so
my
many
favorite.
nice emails right now. One guy, the worst insult of them all was they said my beard looks like linen from the dryer linen.
Yeah,
I don't know how I'm going to recover from that.
Yeah. I don't know, Gary. I'm sure you'll find a way.
My favorite time, whenever, every 6 months when we get these black outrages over something we say on this channel, my favorite parts are like the dozens and dozens of people that say, well, I want to hit that white boy right in the fucking mouth, and a bunch of people just cheering him on. And it's like, man, I applaud people for fighting back against the stereotypes,
Yeah.
How about this? How about you guys set up a boxing event, right? Set up a boxing event and invite everybody. Invite us down there.
Facts. 100%.
Invite us down there. Do the whole Albert Preach thing. Let's go. Let's do a whole boxing ring. We can do it for charity. We can do it for whatever you want.
100%. And
set that up.
And here's the thing that they're trying to say, right? Oh, because someone said they want to punch him in the face. That we're doing. But bro, when you talk dirty, when you talk greasy like that, that's what's gonna fucking happen. So I don't care what kind of fucking trying to stereotype, like, black people say they don't want to be violent, but here they are talking about punching me in the face. Yes, because you're a fucking racist. That's why we want to punch you in the fucking face, because you are a fucking racist. That's
why. How about this, Nzo? Instead of that, what's his name, Ryan, whatever. When you're out and about, go live on your phone and say, I'm right here. Anybody got a problem with me? Come get it.
Facts.
If you that bad, do that.
Facts.
Put your address
100%.
up there. Do all that. If you want to talk all that greasy stuff you're talking, do all that. And we see how tough you really are.
And you know what's funny? I bet you if we really wanted to, at least I could get his address. I know people who know where he lives.
I ain't gonna say that because in case something happened to him, I want no feds knocking at my door.
Well, I'm in Canada, so the feds ain't coming for me, bro. You know
whatever y'all Canadian feds y'all got, I'm like, your Mounties or whatever you call them.
You'll have to prove that I took a flight, which I ain't doing. Went down there, punched him in the face, and came back to Canada. So yeah, no, but I'm just saying, you know what I mean? But I'm right there with you. Like, they talk greasy on the internet, but I promise you, they would not say that shit to a black person's face. I just don't see it. I don't see it at all. And if they did and got punched in the face, the first thing they would do is call Popo. You know what I mean?
You know what? They'll probably pick and choose a black person they want to say it to.
Oh,
right?
yeah, 100%.
Probably plan it out like, hey, I'll pay
you
you this amount of money if you let me say this and that and all that stuff.
Yeah, 100%, 100%. But I'm saying, like, in general, like, if just a regular black dude, oh yeah, they'd call Popo, be like, oh, this guy punched me in the face and blah 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 blah, shit like that. So yeah, let me get to some comments before we continue. Only said, JG, go get the chopper. We going hunting.
Oh, it's legal out here, Tony. It's legal. We all got them out here, brother.
and you know they'll never come out there and say some greasy shit.
Oh
right?
No! Oh no!
Yeah,
oh,
you know
no.
that. You know that.
No.
Them motherfuckers over there are popping off, bro. So,
for no reason. It's because they're bored and got shit to do.
100%.
Like I said, you got 80-year-old women with guns on their sides.
Facts.
Like, no, this is crazy out here.
Facts. I saw Jester Bell. Nice. The good part of being in an echo chamber, 100%. And that's why they have these people on there. It's disappointing to see Comic Division on there too, but I've always said I have a good judge of character, right? And we used to stream with him on our show and everything. And then I used to pop into his show every now and then. Mm-hmm. And then the one time I popped in and I heard some shit that drove me up a fucking wall, where these fucking bunch of white people were telling us that we should be offended by the word Negro. I think I played that script on there, or so I talked about it. Like a bunch of fucking white people telling me, oh, well, if I was black, I'd be offended by the word Negro too. Motherfucker, you ain't. So don't come and try and tell us or tell us what we should be offended for. Who the fuck are you to tell us that? I was livid. That was on his channel, and I stopped fucking with him ever since then. Like I cut off before that because I still have issues, but when I saw that, I was like, yeah, you ain't no fucking different than the rest of them, bro. Mm-hmm. I kind of thought you might have been, and I gave you the benefit of the doubt, but you weren't no different than me. Is Jeremy fucking Ryan? Sheesh, get off this man's nuts. Fuck. Oh, it's Jeremy fucking Ryan. Yeah, I know. What up? Said, I don't even know these people, and you don't want to know them, Beaming, and it's good that you stay away from that little part of the fucking internet, right? Because it's really frustrating. You know what I mean? It's really frustrating. Hold on, let me fix that. So I can say what it is. Sounds like the mega dude who challenged a martial artist and bodybuilder to a fight and then took it back. Oh, he challenged a lot of people, and then when these martial artists came out, he was like, "Oh, well, you're this," and he made all kinds of excuses. 100%. That's exactly what these clowns would do. Christy Merritt is a thought. Why is she there? That's exactly.
I don't even know who that is. I mean, I see her on the screen, but I don't know who that is.
Yeah. I always know these motherfuckers were racist. Yeah, 100%. And keep watching, brother. Keep watching.
That is the top comment on the TYT fucking video.
Now, this guy, whenever he fucking talks, whenever I see him, because he was on like TikTok ranting about some stupid shit, and every time I hear this guy and every time I see this guy, this is what I think.
Hey, do you have to call me fat? That hurts my feelings.
Oh, man. Every time I see him, he's the fat bastard. 100%, he's the fat fucking bastard. This AZ bald head motherfucker. He's a fat bastard. But listen.
How dare they say we're all about violence? I'm gonna fuck them up for saying that.
If I see you in the street, I'm coming for you.
You see who made that last comment? Mike fucking Epps or Epps Mike, whatever the fuck this guy's name is. I don't think he's black, bro. I don't know.
He could be Dominican, Puerto Rican, or something like that. Could be Cuban. Could be mixed. Who knows? Either way, you ain't white, bro.
Facts. Facts. And you see, and that's the thing that I can't stand is that some of these fucking black dudes will roll up with these guys and think that they are a part of the crew, that they are white. And then the minute shit pops off, that dude is gone. He's the first fucking one to go. That black dude is the first one to go. Trust me.
You know, he's just a DEI person to get on there so they can say what they want to say. And they can say, he looks black enough, so he's okay with it. So, haha, can't call us racist.
Preach. We need that one token black guy to be on here to, you know, say what we're going to say because we know it's true. And then he popping in with his joke too. Motherfucker, you should be ashamed of yourself.
Exactly. Now, I wish I can talk to him just to see where his space is and see why. Like, he can go with any channel he wants to go to. It's his free country. But why are you sitting there laughing and allowing these guys to say the things that they say?
Because they're gonna run behind the it's just jokes, right? But you know what they say? There's always a little truth to these jokes, right? And even if I was the type of person to where I was like, oh, you know what? It's a joke, whatever. Constantly doing it, the question whether it's a fucking joke or not, right? I'm constantly listening to you bash black people and bash this and bash that. At one point, it's like, when is it not a joke, right? When is it not for clicks? When is it not for YouTube, right? Because that's the issue. Oh, it's clicks, it's YouTube, and blah, blah, blah. Really? I don't really think like that. Yeah, you motherfucking do. You know why you motherfucking think like that? Because only racist motherfuckers will go to a fucking movie and watch the movie and say, you know what? There's too much. There's no good white people in it. Only a racist will do that. Growing up, I've watched tons of movies with not even a fucking black extra. You know what I mean? Not even a black dude walking down the fucking street. And I've never once sat there and been like, there's no black people in this movie. Fuck this movie. I'm going to go on YouTube and cry about there being no black people in this movie. Boo-hoo-hoo. You fucking little.
And then when they sit there and say, instead of race swapping, create your own characters. Okay, so they have a black character. They made a show. You still bitched about that.
Facts. That's why I say there's no end to it. No matter what we do, we will never be looked at in a positive light in these fucking clowns' eyes. I cut you off, JG. Go ahead.
Are you good? I was gonna say, when it comes to the Batman, it was like what, 3 black people in the whole fucking movie?
Facts.
Maybe at the most. I know it was the one running for mayor, the Gordon. Who else?
And Catwoman.
If you want to count her as black. You know,
exactly.
It's 3. That's it.
That's it.
And only one of them with dark skin. The other 2 are light as light. So I mean, what do they expect? Catwoman wasn't even good. She was doing some dirty shit. So that's the one black person right there who wasn't good. There.
Facts. And I'm going to say this. I want to put this disclaimer out there real quick because I know what's going to happen because it happens all the time when I do a video on these fucking clowns. They're fucking clownies, they're groupies or whatever, come into my chat and they always try to talk about how my channel is only 5,000, doesn't get a lot of views. I do not fucking do this for views, right? If it gets seen, absolutely 100%. But it's called off our chest. We get shit off our chest, and I'm gonna trash these fucking racist ass bitches any chance I get. I'm gonna do it. Fuck them. I'm sick and tired of these fucking clown ass fucking fools running around saying the shit that they say. I'm sick of it.
Fair.
I am sick of it. 100%. He said, a lot of Trump supporters are getting deported. Yeah, 100%. Token black guy from Rob's stream. Nah, that guy's never been on Rob's stream. Neurotic, blind pigeon ass looking facts, Tony. Facts. They even diss their own women saying Rachel Brosnahan looks like a trans. Yeah, they do. Because with them, it's black people and women. God forbid it's a black woman. But those are the things that they trash all the fucking time. They're all gay. They're all fucking gay. I don't give a fuck what you want to tell me.
I would love to see their wives or girlfriends or whatever, their picture next to Rachel Brosnahan. I want to see that. Since she looks trans, let me see what yours look like.
Facts. Facts. 100% facts. Let's continue. Oops.
I'm up for saying that.
If I see you in the
Case in
street, I'm
point.
coming for you. I
TV
can't.
show about a superhero. I'm gonna beat your face.
No, we got one this morning. Is like, I'm gonna send some black people to impregnate your daughters. And I'm like, I don't have any daughters, so I'm not worried about it.
Yeah, you have no balls and no kids either. Fuck you, right? Fucking clown.
We're gonna make him trans too.
Yeah. But again, way to like stay away from those stereotypes.
Very level-headed.
I'm sorry.
And that's what they're using. And I'll stay away from the stereotype because they know that they're gonna get punched in the face one day. You know what I mean? They're gonna get punched in the face one day. And I'm so mad, or at least I don't know, but I'm surprised. I'm pretty sure they did it when he did the George Floyd thing. I'm sure he made sure there were no black people around when he did that shit. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? And he made sure there were no black people around because he would not have done that if a black man was walking by. He would never done that. Right? So that's how you know they're fucking fake, the bitches, right?
Wait. I'm sorry, guys. It's cultural. It's not a stereotype. It's cultural.
I just want to point out, we are not the ones that decided to make a show about a character that's failed over and over and over again that people despise. We are not the ones that decided to basically make the entire crime squad minorities. Marvel decided to do that. They are the ones that decided to do it. They're the ones that decided to write it this way. And we are reacting to what they've written. And it's laughable, quite frankly. But here we are. And of course, all the same articles that get rehashed from whenever the last thing that happened came out, where they say, well, people can't handle someone of color in a superhero movie. That's why there's review bombing. Man, I guess, I don't know about you guys. I missed the Telegram message telling all the racists to go review bomb Wakanda Forever or Black Panther. We missed that one. I don't know how that happened.
So again, these guys like to, use certain things. They're not gonna review bomb Black Panther. They're not gonna review bomb Wakanda Forever because it's blatant. They will know what's going on. They'll make sure that it's something like Ironheart, where it's a possibility that, hey guys, this isn't a review bomb. We didn't do this, but the shit was reviewed bomb before it even fucking came out. So explain that. You know what I mean? Like, what are you doing? Explain that shit. All right? If you're going to talk about a fucking being review bomb, it should explain the fact that it was review bomb before people even fucking seen it. And the problem with this is that the people that watch them eat this shit up and believe every fucking thing they're saying. When you could just go and make your own fucking opinions and facts on it, and they just don't do it. Right? All a bunch of fucking racist ass bitches, bro. Like, it's so stupid.
Yeah, and I'll say this, like, because I mean, look, I didn't like Riri Richards' character in Wakanda Forever. I didn't. I prefer her to be a little more nerdy and geeky and stuff like that. That's how I preferred her to be. I'm a black man. You don't hear me saying she ghetto and Tucci and Shaquille. I'm not doing all that. I'm just saying I would prefer her character to be this way. But I understand why she was written the way she was. I get it. Because even in those certain urban areas, Jasmine Crockett different. I ain't gonna go there. But even in those certain areas, you still have highly intelligent people who 100%. Are hungry. So I see why they wrote her like that.
100%.
But see, they don't see. They're just like you said. It's our review bomb. People are hating it. Let's jump on it. But if it was positive reviews, and let's say it was a movie and made a lot of money, they would do like Ryan did with the Batman. Just pick one little thing and try to go off of that. Because it made a lot of money, so you can't review bomb it. You can't bomb it.
Exactly. And the thing about it too is, like you said, right? They will sit there and they will try and make it seem like, oh no, guys, we're not the ones doing it, but you're the ones pointing it out. You're the ones fucking talking on black people shit in a racist fucking way. Right? If you had positive, or not even positive, but criticisms that actually made sense, right? Then it'd be like, okay, you're making some sense. But when you find out that, good morning, Dandelion, thanks for coming. But when you find out that you're only doing this shit because it's a black lead, right? Or a black character or a black show. You know what I mean? And I played the video before. So just them saying that shit about, oh, you know, it's a black show if it's hip hop in it. What are we supposed to put in it? Rock and roll? You know what I mean? Like, when they make movies for a demographic. They make movies for black people. When they make movies and shows for black people, they're gonna fucking put hip hop in it. When they make a fucking movie for white people, they're gonna put white people music, rock and roll, soft rock, whatever the fuck they listen to, right? Because it's gonna appeal to them. And then you want to talk about how, well, it wasn't us who made the show with a bunch of minorities that were criminals. Motherfucker, Ant-Man was a criminal. Ant-Man went to jail and got out of jail because he was a criminal. Tony Stark was selling fucking weapons of mass destruction, right? Not to mention the fact that he actually ended up going to the desert and wiping everybody fucking out. He killed them all, right? So what are we doing here? It's okay to them if it's a white person that's doing it, but when it's a black person doing it, oh no, guys, no, they're going into stereotypes. Sometimes they do, but at the same time, this is a part of black people's reality, whether you want to fucking believe it or not. You may not think that all black people are like that, because we're not, but there are a few out there that'll do that. So shut the fuck up. You know what I mean? Like,
exactly.
Absolutely fucking annoying.
Was the that doctor guy from TYT, whatever, and he says, "Gah, black people we just can't get a break." And I'm like, can't get a break. So Disney hire you, one of the biggest, if not the biggest entertainment company out there. They give you $100 to $150 million. You got your showrunners in place, you got your writers in place, you got your actors in place. You got everything that you could possibly imagine. So what you're really saying is, oh man, why can't we force people to like bullshit? Because
so many nice emails
rehashed from whenever the last.
We just can't get a break. And I'm like, can't get a break. So Disney hire you, one of the biggest, if not the biggest entertainment company out there. They give you $100 to $150 million. You got your showrunners in place. You got your writers in place. You got your actors in place. You got everything that you could possibly imagine. So what you're really saying is, oh man, why can't we force people to like bullshit? Because that's what you're fucking saying.
No, bitch. And I'm gonna play this again because when you talk, this is.
Hey, do you have to call me fat? That hurts my feelings.
All right. So no, motherfucker, that's not it, right? What these guys are trying to say is like, oh, well, they give you money, they put you in the movies, but if you go and look at the wages, black people are paid less than most fucking white people in the acting, right? Their movies are less financed than the white people's movies too, as well. You can look at Black Panther, who had a high budget, which was great, but then when you go to the end, whatever budget that was for the fucking CGI at the end, they cut that to go to Endgame, right? So shut the fuck up and understand what the situation is. And this is the problem. People will listen to what he's saying and they'll be like, oh yeah, that's true. Black people, you guys aren't picking cotton anymore, so everything is good and fine and dandy for you. Motherfucker. Oh my God. JG, go ahead.
Yeah, look.
What up?
We all know that Disney Marvel didn't think that Black Panther was going to be the $1 billion movie it was, right? Which is why, like you said, they took some of that budget, moved it to Endgame, right? Then when it did make money, oh man, now we got to put a lot of money into Black Panther for Wakanda Forever.
Yeah,
which I thought compared to the first one was not that great. Compared to the first one, still wasn't bad, but compared to the first one, just is a sequel. Sequels usually don't do as well. And true, like usually black actors, entertainers don't get paid as much as their white counterparts. Right? Especially if you're young and upcoming, sometimes you just gotta take what you can get. I remember when the Ironheart things first started, talking about coming out, we were like, why are they even making this? right? Not because she's black, but because what was the point of making it?
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
And if
to
you
be honest with you, I was like, why is she even in Wakanda forever?
Exactly. It made no sense to me.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, again, that's how they wrote it. It is what it is.
Mm-hmm.
If the show is trash, you think it's bad, think the writing's bad, you think the acting's bad, go off of that.
Mm-hmm.
We start throwing in the black people and this, and when there's black people in that damn show. I ain't even seen it, but I saw the trailers. There was more than just black people in that show, but for some reason, you just focus only on the black people.
Facts. And it's funny because I watched a video where this guy was trashing the show, and he was talking, and I think it was the first 3 episodes. So he was talking about Obadiah Stane, right? And it's like, oh, you see, they put the white guy in there, and the white guy is this goofy guy, and he's getting walked over by Riri. And then when you watch the next couple episodes, he walks over Riri, and then he fucks her up when they fight. You know what I mean? So all that shit you said about the first 3 episodes, you're a fucking clown, bro. You're an idiot, right? And that's the narrative they try to push on there. It's like, oh yeah, guys, white people are portrayed to be all goofy and bad and this, and they're trying to elevate black people. And you know what I'm gonna say? If that is the case, so fucking what? Because you know what? For 20, 30, 40 years of my life, it's always been white people that have been elevated. It's always been y'all that had the fucking movies, right? It's always been y'all that had the blockbusters. It's always been y'all. So if the tides are switching and there's black people now, I'm going to support it just to piss you off. And I like this show even more now because of these fucking clowns, right? I didn't think it was a bad show. But because of these fucking clowns and the racists and the bullshit, I'm like, you know what? Fuck it. I like it. Simple as that. Because I can't take it anymore. So yeah, if you want to cap for your racist bullshit, then I'll cap and say this show is the best show Disney Plus ever made. I'll say that, right? Because if you're gonna cap for fucking negative, I'm gonna cap for positive. Simple and plain. Simple as that. Anything else, JG?
Yeah, man. I would love to see these guys come up with a script, right? For the Ironheart show. Don't take shit from the comics. Create your own storyboard, your own story. It can be influenced from the comics, but you do it on your own. Create your own new story. Put it out there, and I want to see the reception you get when people read it.
Well, the funny thing about it is, and don't quote me on this, but I think it was in a video I watched where Nerd Roddick either tried to make a comic book or tried to get into acting or some bullshit, and obviously he couldn't, so now he's on fucking YouTube, right? So, like,
it ain't as easy as they trying to make it out to be.
I know, 100%.
Like I said, even though, like, and I said I didn't like Riri's character in Wakanda Forever, but she did a good job of what she did.
Absolutely.
Right?
Absolutely.
And so it's like there's just so hyper focus on black stereotypes. That is it. Nothing about the show. Nothing about the writing.
Facts.
The only thing they talked about was stereotypes, black criminals. That's it.
And you know what the fucked up thing about it is, JG? I will bet you not one of these motherfuckers, because I know Comic Division, he doesn't watch Disney Plus. I know that for sure, right? Because we have done shows where we were doing the round table for a Disney show, and he was like, I'm only watching it because I'm doing this with you guys. But other than that, he won't watch it. And there was ones that he wouldn't watch. I just can't remember which ones, right? I know the rest of them ain't fucking watching it. They didn't watch the show one lick. They maybe watch the first 10 minutes of it or watch clips, and that's about it. And what they're doing, and it's what I said on the round table, is they're making their assumptions and they're making their critiques off of fucking clips. And I don't give a fuck how bad the clip looks. You still don't get the full context unless you watch the show. For example, the Superman trailer, right? There's the part where, and this is the reason why I really want to see this part, because I think it was Jeremy Johns where he's talking about, he says, you know, there's that scene where he's yelling at Lois Lane. And he's like, in the trailer, which I agreed with, I said, it looks stupid, it's fun. But he said, well, when you watch the context of the movie, you kind of understand. And he felt a different way about it because he's seen the movie. So I was like, okay. So if I can watch the movie and feel a different way about it, then that just goes to show you, as stupid as it looks in the clip, in the trailer, you got to watch the whole thing for the full context. You You know?
But that's like everything, right? You know, it's like, again, I haven't seen Ironheart. I'm gonna probably watch it after the stream because I'm very after, like you said, after they keep talking all this shit. Like, I got to see this now, right? Because like, what is so bad about it? I'm sure I could pick some bad things. Nothing is perfect,
of course,
right?
Of course.
But I'm not gonna sit there and just go all. She's black. They're criminals. She's black. Her name. That's all they've talked about. Now, one thing have they mentioned had anything to do with the writing, the story, acting? Nothing. It's just that they're black names, criminals. That's all I've heard.
And not one fucking time did they talk about, you know, how the representation in the show was. You know, they talk about negative stuff, but they don't talk about how good the mom was, because the mom, she had a small role in it, but she was a good mom. Right, she was a good mom to Riri. She tried to get to help Riri. She did a lot. So they don't talk about that. It's just the negative shit. It's like, oh, we're gonna just talk about this negative shit, blah 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 blah. And again, I would bet my soul that none of them watch the show.
You know what, man? I would say this: if I had a chance to talk to whoever the big wigs at Disney, to Marvel, whatever, I would tell them all, watch that movie, dope. Watch that movie. Because there's a perfect balance of humor and seriousness and drama. It's a perfect blend of it. Now, what everybody thinks is a great movie, no, but I loved it. And I think Ironheart, of course, I'm going to watch it. But if I have the same opinion after watching it as I do before I watch it, I really believe that the movie Dope would have been a good influence on that show.
I got you. And it's funny because if you watch it and you don't like it, I can understand someone not liking it, right? I can understand it. But the problem, and I say this because they talk about, you know, black people being criminals. There's a trans person in there. They don't like that for sure, right? That's a big problem because there's a trans in it. And I'm at the point where it's like, I don't care anymore.
Yeah, it's the world now.
Yeah, exactly. Everything we watch is gonna have one in it, or gonna have a gay person in this. Like, it's the world, JG. You were 100% correct. It's either we get left behind or we move with it, and I'm gonna move with it. You know what I mean? I may not always like it, but I'm gonna move with it. It is what it is. Everybody deserves to fucking eat, and that's just how I feel. Everybody deserves to eat. I don't give a fuck who you are or what you are. You deserve to eat. And if you're going to get put into a movie and be able to eat, then you do what you got to do. Simple as that. I don't care. I really don't care. Let's continue.
Yeah.
The parallels with the opportunity. We didn't make this shit. We didn't
like
write it.
It's not enough to just have representation. Like, it's got to be well written too. And they get upset when you're not happy with
this is the same fucking
like,
company.
no, you got to just take everything.
Yeah. Well, this is the same fucking company that can't make a fucking Blade movie.
Yes. Yes.
Right. And you're gonna get mad at us for saying this show sucks because it does. And they're like,
and if they made a go ahead. Go ahead,
real quick. Every show they're talking about is not a white show, predominantly white shows. It's all black led shows they're talking about. Now I do agree with what's her name, Christy, that representation is great, but it also has to be written well. I agree with that.
Absolutely.
But look, there's been a lot of trash MCU shows in these past few years. And again, I have not heard them once say anything about any other MCU show that's white led or predominantly white. I haven't heard him say anything negative about it. It's always now it's Blade. Right? It's Ironheart, it's Blade. What's gonna be next?
Exactly.
There aren't any other ones.
And even if they did Blade, those fuckers would find something to say. Oh, there's not enough white people in the show. Every white person in there is bad, and they did this and that. They would find something, you know. Dandelion said, and nobody deserves to be hated on for some aspect of themselves that they can't help. Yeah, 100%. Dandelion, they need to eat. If you like the Batman movie, you will love Superman. Well, I hated the Batman movie. So
thank you, BB Con. Thank you. Now he's going to trash in a Superman movie.
You're not convinced.
I'm messing with you, brother. I'm messing with you. I'm just or whatever. I don't know if you're you know what I mean. Shit.
Yeah. I got you. Let's go.
Well,
because they say something else, and Watch.
No, they just can't stand seeing a black woman succeed. She doesn't succeed at anything. She literally tells the people that try
She
to
needs
help her,
money.
go fuck yourself. I need to be iconic. Now I'm going to go run out in the streets and start committing crimes.
That is not what the fuck happened.
So yeah, they didn't see the show then. Yeah, from what you tell me, they did not see it.
Exactly. I'm gonna tell you what happened, JG.
Go ahead.
Right?
I don't mind being spoiled, so go ahead.
So she was in MIT. She had a grant, right? And whatever. But she was doing people's homework, selling it on the side, doing her homework, making money, so that she could buy the equipment to make her suit, her own suit, right? Not what she was doing for MIT, her own suit. She got caught. They kicked her out of MIT. It's not like she said, fuck this, I'm gone. They kicked her out. And then as they kicked her out, she went to a fucking junkyard junkyard to buy pieces for her suit. And she seen a guy, he gave a card. She went to the meeting and they were like, oh, you know, we want you in. We need your help. We want you to do this. She said no. And then they showed her the money. And then she said, oh, well, we're not going to hurt anybody, are we? No, we're not going to hurt anybody. And then boom. So she decided to do it because the money was a means to an out. And I will say this too, because I know, and you know this, JG, that there are a lot of people who have done crazy, outlandish, criminal shit to get out of what they were trying, the criminal shit, right? So they used their money to do better with it when they got older, whatever. But at the same time, there are a lot of people in real life that have done criminal shit and have changed. You know what I mean? So this is nothing that's new. Fucking Ant-Man was a grown-ass man when he went to jail. He was still stealing from people.
Yeah.
So, like,
as a matter of fact, think Amazing Spider-Man, right?
Mm-hmm.
Peter Parker basically took someone's chance spot to get into Oscorp by stealing their ID.
Yeah, 100%.
Like
100%.
It's oh, dude.
Facts.
Dude, this fucking is annoying me. Go ahead, bro.
Facts, JG. You know what? I never even thought about that. 100% facts. Yeah, he stole and then when the guy went, he's like, no, you're not him. So yeah, but it's okay for the white people to do shit like that, right? But when a black person does it, oh, hell no, guys, that's how they represent you. And I'm sorry, but a white fucking panel should never be sitting there talking about complaining how we are represented. We will do that for ourselves. We don't need you to do that. We don't need you to do that for us, right? Because when you do, it comes off fucking racist. And we already know you're a bunch of fucking racists anyways.
And like, I mean, writing papers for money. I did that shit, right? I mean, that's normal. I mean, not building the suit and all that's fantasy MC shit. But everything else she's doing, that's normal.
100%.
That's normal behavior. So what's wrong?
So your little things on the side, your baggies on the side, make a little extra change and shit like that. Yeah, 100%. 100%.
Like, I don't know if you guys got do you guys got food stamps up there in Canada?
No, we don't.
Okay. Well, we had this thing where we say, depending on where you were, 50, 400, right? I give somebody $50, they give me $100 worth of stamps to use at a grocery store.
Right. Yeah.
That's against the law. But damn it, I'm gonna do this shit if I can get away.
Oh,
with
100%.
It, right? So I mean, what are they bitching? It's like they're trying to find excuses to back up their racist claims.
100%. And I'm not gonna say it on stream, but I already told you guys the Jordan story, right?
No, what happened?
The shoes. In the chat. Oh, okay. I'll tell you back.
Okay. I can't. You so many text messages. I can't remember all this shit. Text from 9 a.m. to fucking 10 p.m. I'm like, God damn.
Money would make a loyal woman cheat on her husband. 100%. All right, hold on. We're gonna pause this shit right here, right now. JG, you said this last week, and I'm gonna. You know that fucking Danny writes in that chat more than I do, right?
Bro, I'll mute y'all that chat because I'm like, it'll be 8 a.m. for me. I'm still trying to sleep.
That is Danny. That is not me. I am not fucking.
I know your number, damn it. You guys be having back and forth all the time.
Danny will set first, always. It's either a video or a text. Go back and look, bro. You will see. It's not me. because you were like, oh man, you guys texting. And I was like, Nzo, relax. I'm motherfucker, that's not me. That's
Bro,
not
it's just
me.
not hard to not get the last word in. It's not hard not to say all morning. Bzz, 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 I'm like, nah.
It's not always me. I'm telling you. And I'm because there was some shit I was gonna get off of my chest today too, but I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna do this first, and I want this to be the priority show. But I'm gonna get you guys for that too, because I went back to a lot of those chats a year back in those chats. And when I talk about it, we're gonna get into that. Don't worry. We're gonna get into that. He said, first off, Tony said, money will make a loyal woman cheat on her husband. 100%. And if like let's say it's like a indecent proposal type of thing. Oh yeah, she's thinking about it. She asking her husband, what should I do? You think I should do it? He's gonna give me $1 million if I sleep with him. Yeah, 100%. 100%. If every character had the integrity of Captain America, the MCU would be very boring characters having to have flaws. Exactly. 100%. Not to mention Dandelion, right? Not to mention Dandelion that when we, what's up, Roberto? What's going on,
Roberto?
Brother? What up? Glad you could make it. Absolutely. But I was just saying, not to mention Dandelion, that these characters have had arcs throughout the movies, right? Not just in one movie. Tony Stark started out totally different in Iron Man and ended up to a totally different person in Endgame, right? So they have arcs that go through the movies, and that's the same thing about this. It's like she started off as a criminal, but we don't know what the arc is going to end up being. And Roberto, we just going over these.
No, Tony. Yeah, you guys
race.
are on a topic that really is not in my league, so I'm gonna go get my heights on, and I'll be back.
Yeah, do your thing, brother.
All right,
let's continue. But I mean, yeah, go ahead.
Well, the thing I find so funny about all this is that back in 2020, we had all these articles after George Floyd talking about positive Black representation in entertainment. So here we have a show that's basically written by Black people. We have Ryan Coogler endorsing it, producer, whatever. And what is it filled with? A bunch of negative stereotypes. It's like, and people are applauding it, and we're being called racist for pointing this out. It's like, I thought you wanted positive representation. That's not what you're getting.
And the cycle just goes over and over again. As Ryan brought up, like we went through this with fucking Blue Beetle and She-Hulk with misogyny. Like it just gets tired. It's you are writing this shit, not us.
Yeah. Now, does that sound? You hear what I'm saying? We went through this shit with She-Hulk and Blue Beetle. You know why? Because if it's not a woman, it's a person of color. And those are the shit that you guys trash. And again, comments, who the fuck are you to tell us what's positive representation? I can promise you did not watch the fucking show. I know that for a fact. You did not watch the show because you don't watch Disney Stuff Show. Now, there was positive representation in that show. And if you had watched it, you would have fucking seen that. You would have seen that Riri's mom was a very positive mother in the show who cared about her daughter and kept trying to get into her daughter's mind. Like, what are you doing? What's wrong with you? Tell me what's going on. Let me help you. But Riri, as a teenager, thinking she can figure it out all herself, did not want to involve her mom. That's what teenagers do. They don't really talk to their fucking parents like that. But if you watch the show, you would see that. Not to mention, even though the stepfather died, he was a very positive fucking person in her life. He wasn't her real dad, but he was her stepdad and treated her exactly like she was his fucking daughter. There's the positive representation. So when it comes to these shows, there are times you are going to have positive and negative as well. So let's not sit there and fucking pretend like the whole fucking show was negative representation.
You know, but it's like us talking about the representation in Miss Marvel. I'm not Indian. I can't tell you what an Indian household is like.
Facts.
It's like us having a panel talk about Miss Marvel, like, oh, those Indians, those all the God, that is so bad representation. Oh, he was there. Her dad works in a bank. Oh, he's so smart and has a lot of money. I talk about money and finances. Oh, that is such a positive stereotype because they kept, dude. That would not sit well. That would not sit
100%, 100%, JG. And she said Natalie's brother was a positive character too. 100%, 100%. But again, they feed into the negative, and it goes out to their racist fucking people, right? Because I promise you, after this show, and I'm going to change the title because I'm going to put Nerdrotic's name in there too. After the show, wait about a week and go to the comments. Wait about a week, and if it doesn't, I'm going to clip it out, and I'm going to fucking put it up as a video so you guys will see. Just wait a while. Just wait a while. The comments will come out. The comments will come out. You guys will see them. You'll see all the racist bullshit. They'll be trashing me because my channel's not big and people don't watch it. I don't get a lot of views and blah, 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 and all kinds of shit like that. So it's all going to be there. You'll see.
Yeah. You know what else is funny? I don't hear anybody talking about representation when it comes to Amazing Spider-Verse. Oh, and I mean the Spider-Verse movies.
100%. 100%.
Great movie. I mean, great representation of the Afro-Latino community who is often forgotten about all the time.
Facts.
Which I'm part of. You know, the mom is such dude.
And I'm gonna tell you this. I'm into the Spider-Verse and Across the Spider-Verse.
Yes, name of
Yo, those are top 10 fucking movies. Okay, so I say top 10 movies, but they are the best Spider-Man movies created. I'm sorry, they are. I used to love Spider-Man 2, but Across the Spider-Verse is my favorite Spider-Man movie of all time. It is so fucking dope. I watch it all the time. It is so dope. It is so dope, man.
And you know what? It's not because he's black or Latin or something. It's because it's a great movie.
Exactly.
It's fun. It's great writing.
100%.
Right? But all they've talked about was black.
Yep.
Stereotypes, names.
Mm-hmm.
And they wonder why people are getting upset with it. Even the ones, because he's saying, oh, they're saying they're going to come. I would love to see these comments. I'll make sure he's not making shit up, saying that people are saying that.
Exactly. I just can't stand it. Just, bro. Said, sounds like they're using representation examples to spike the ball. 100%.
Oh, for sure.
Look, we were right, and what they say is what they say to the audience. Yeah, 100%. You know what I mean? And you don't see them talk about Ironheart being like the #1 streaming Disney Plus show. They didn't talk about that, right?
Oh, really?
Yeah,
it
was. And so was Brave New World. Brave New World was up there too. They don't talk about that. They'll talk about the shitty representation that they don't like, but they ain't gonna tell you that shit, right? And if they do tell you that, they'll be like, "Oh yeah, Disney is fudging the numbers because they want you to believe that people are actually liking this crap." Like, shut the fuck up.
Yeah. Where were all the where was the review bombing for Sinners, which just came out?
Yep. Yes.
There wasn't, because people overwhelmingly liked it.
You know why there wasn't? Because you didn't watch it, motherfucker. And bro. So I was looking for the first clip that I play, and I was going through their whole channel, and I was getting sick to my stomach to have to even like skip through some of this shit. Well, I skipped to a part where that fucking Mike dude asked, or someone asked, if anybody's seen Sinners, and he was like, "Oh yeah, I seen it. That was great." The rest of the people on the panel, the whole white chat, none of them said a word, because ain't none of them fucking seen it. Not one of these motherfucking guys seen it, right? You know why they're not going to see it? Because it's a black movie, and that's not their thing. That is not their thing, right? So of course they didn't fucking see Sinners. Bro, like, shut the fuck up, man. Talking about why there was no reboot bombing, because he didn't see it. And had the movie made over, because it made a lot of money compared to its budget. But if it was like a $500 million movie, oh, you better believe these clowns would have been all over that shit. And what's funny is I was waiting for their Sinner shit. I was waiting, and there was nothing. Crickets. They had nothing to say. Nothing to say. Continue.
Not everybody, but overwhelmingly people liked that movie. So shockingly, it didn't get review bombed. Well, it just happened for this one. Okay.
Yeah,
It's
weird how the shit always gets review bombed. That's weird.
Yeah.
It's like right when it gets negative reviews before it comes out. That is a review bombing, motherfucker. And there are videos and articles of people talking about it getting review bombed before it came out. So shut the fuck up.
Another story. We had Robin Hood, and as his whole meme about that was "Be gay, do crime." So what did they do in this? In the first episode, like, do you have a man in here? Do you have a woman? They were sure to like, you're a parent. Do you not know by this point? You still have to ask her every week to make sure she hasn't changed.
That's what parents do, dumbass.
She's fucking like 15, 16 years old. That parent's not gonna fucking know her sexual preference at that age.
Exactly. I mean, again, I hadn't seen it, but from what I've seen in Wakanda Forever in the trailers for this, she's kind of a tomboy.
Exactly.
Oh yes, you go to question what the fuck she wants to do. Oh my God.
Exactly. It's you see, the arguments that they make are so stupid. That goes to show you that none of these motherfuckers have kids either, right? To say that and to agree with it. You think your fucking 15-year-old was telling you shit when they're 15-year-old wasn't even telling you had a fucking boyfriend or girlfriend. You know what I mean? Like, come on.
This shit my parents still don't know about.
Facts.
My mom's gone. My dad, they still don't know about to this day.
100%.
Now I will never tell. It's going to die with me.
Facts. I've never seen this channel. Who are these haters? I don't watch channels that rage and hate bait. So I think this is on Nerdrotic's channel. I believe it is. But they're the usual suspects. Geeks and Gamers, Jeremy, you have Ryan Kennel. Now, I know you remember Comic Division Dandelion, the one right under Nerdrotic, because he's been on a couple of our roundtables. So I know you remember him. But yeah, wow. The usual suspects.
And then she just immediately does crime. Like, every single stereotype is hit in this show. Like, if I wrote it, I'm pretty sure I'd be getting arrested for a hate crime.
It's sad to me because all the things all the elements that they put in this show that seem so obviously stereotypical, like the stealing and
what the fuck
like the overly kind of hood conversation. It seems like those are elements that are put in because
conversation. Oh
yeah.
My God. I've heard more white kids say the N-word than I have black people lately.
Facts.
What the hell is she talking about? Hood come. I would love to invite her and tell me, please, tell me hood conversation. Repeat hood conversation. I need to hear it. I'm not gonna do what dude did on Piers Morgan when you saw her say the N-word. Like, no, I'm gonna let you do it. I want to hear
100%. Say it, bitch.
Hood conversation. What are you fucking serious?
Exactly. This is the shit. Roberto, this is basically it's a white panel dissing a black show, so that's what we're reacting to.
Who's the white guy with the afro?
This one here? I don't even know if he's white, bro, or black.
I think he's a half and half, yo.
He could be, or we're saying like a Puerto Rican or something like that. You know what I mean? I don't think he's black.
Honestly, he looks like one of my nephews, a little heavyweighted.
I can see that. Yeah, I can see that.
That's a nice way of saying it, Roberto. Heavyweight. I'm starting using that.
Well, the funny thing about it, though, Roberto, is like I said, right? Because like we're doing the thing, and it wasn't really about the show. It was about a white panel telling black people what we should be offended by and what we should worry about. You know what I mean? Like, oh, you guys are asking about black representation and shit. And I'm just gonna play for you after we do this. I'm gonna play how they start the video just so you can understand the kind of mentality that these fools have, bro. What's up, Chillmonger? How you doing? Said heavyweight. Yeah, exactly. And this guy, AZ, for those of you who are just popping in, I already said that every time this guy talks, I hear this.
Hey, do you have to call me fat? That hurts my feelings.
Every time he talks, he's the fat bastard. You know what I mean? So it's almost finished, so we'll get to the rest of it.
I think that will get a certain type of person to watch the show, but it comes off like, no, you're just reinforcing all these stereotypes. Yes. And it's like, why don't you just, if you love your black character so much, give them it's the stuff we've been saying all the time, give them a good original script or just something that's well done.
You dumb motherfucker! This is a good original script. It's an original script. Now, whether you want to say it's good or not, that's subjective. But it was original script and it's original character, right? So
what are they referring to? Sinners?
No, they're talking about Ironheart, the show Ironheart.
Oh, I don't know that.
I haven't seen it either, Roberto.
Yeah,
We'll watch it after the stream, though.
It's on Disney Plus. It's a Marvel. Did you watch Wakanda Forever, Roberto?
I believe I did.
Okay, so you remember the little black girl in there that built the suit?
Okay.
She's Ironheart. There's the show. Her show is what they're trashing.
Is it a superhero show again?
Yeah, pretty much. He sounds Australian, not Scottish. Yeah, I know down the line, but he'll always remind me of the fat bastard. I don't care. Right?
And what gets me what she said was, if you like your black character so much, motherfucker didn't know who Riri was.
Facts.
I didn't know who the freak Riri was until right before Wakanda Forever.
Facts. 100%.
Like people don't know who these characters are. So even if you love the character, I mean, look, we know. I wish Mike was here because he could really talk about this. We know a lot of comics don't translate great to film or TV shows. And especially if you want to reach a certain audience or you want to like gravitate towards an audience, you got to do mix and match and change some shit up, whatever. And you saying it's stereotyped because she's stealing. What teenager doesn't steal?
Facts.
You know how many freaking G.I. Joes and Kung Fu Grip I tried to steal?
Facts.
And it wasn't because I was black, because I fucking wanted the fucking G.I. Joe. You know how many white kids I see in these Target stores doing stupid shit in the middle of the floor just for attention? What the hell is she talking about? Am I saying, oh, it's a white kid? Oh, no, I'm saying it's a dumbass kid doing something stupid in the middle of the floor. But if it's a black person or a Latino, it's
there's people that take advantage of that shit, JG.
Well, I agree.
When I was younger, I had these two younger guys that were getting bullied by the swimming pool. And I made a little contract with them. I said, listen, when we go up in the pharmacy, security's following me, right? Yeah.
Exactly.
While security's following me, you go grab them big chocolate bars. Grab as many of them as you can. I will be selling them up in the swimming pool.
Oh, dude, I used to wear my little Letterman jacket, sneak old big old crunch Snicker bars, and Twix, and slide them in my
shit. You want to follow me in the store when I have money to buy something, but the real thieves
are them. Yeah.
Dude, those Power Ranger trading cards, dude, I just jack the hell out of those things, man.
Bro,
I mean, it's a teenage thing. Teenagers do that.
To do it, they think the worst of us. If anything, they probably think we invented stealing.
Facts. And you know what's funny, Roberto? Because you and I both know this, right? When we did it, we didn't have to. It's not like parents weren't giving us money or anything. It was just we did it like we wanted to do. You know what I mean? I want that. Yeah. I don't want to spend for it. I'm taking it. Like we did that. That's what teenagers do. White teenagers do it. Black teenagers do it. Doesn't fucking matter what color you are. You're a teenager. You do some shit.
Dude, when I used to work, at a walk. I'm sorry, Roberto, go ahead.
I said we were white, Filipino, black.
Facts.
Portuguese.
Everybody does it.
All
Everybody does it. I remember I worked at Walmart in the summer and I was hungry as shit, right? You know, they got the little deli section or whatever, the chicken tenders and shit. Man, we would get that stuff there. You had to go to the front to pay for it. Man, that's a white guy taught me this shit. Put it in the bag, sneak in the back. Man, I used to get fed for free every day for lunch doing that shit.
Let me ask you this, guys. When they first started putting those little self-checkouts there, how much free food did you get from that?
I want to now confirm, but I accidentally got a 8-pack of hot dog buns that I may or may not forgot to check out. And I didn't realize until I got to my car and I'm like, well, it's too far of a walk to go back, so I'm just gonna take off.
Facts.
They would have probably fired me because I would have forgot to scan the same thing for a customer that I did myself.
You know what's funny? I had someone that used to work there that did that for me. You know what I mean? He would, when it first came up, he would take some stuff, he scanned first 3, and he'd say, okay, pass this one. And so it was done. That's what it was like. I just don't.
We're not fucking robots.
Exactly, Roberto. And you know what? These are fucking echo chamber of fucking. They run a bunch of racists together to come and talk about the shit and be like, yeah, this is what we're gonna trash and this and that. And I'll say this too, because we talked about the token black guy. there are some people who agree with what they say. And I'm not saying no names because I'm not talking about anybody I know, right? I know there's a few people I disagree with, but I'm not talking about anybody I know. But there are some black people that agree with what they say, and they use that as their shield. You know what I mean? Right? We do the dirty work for them, and that's an issue. That's a big problem.
You know, if you were to take the jails and just look at people for criminal offenses, not just because being black in the wrong place at the wrong time, but true criminal offenses, I think it would be pretty balanced out if you look at crime, because, you know, I know enough guys that weren't my color that were big time criminals, man.
Facts.
Big time criminals.
Facts, Roberto.
Maybe they're getting away with more because they're not being watched as hard, you know? But
shit. Didn't they take down, like, who did they take down the other day? Like the Hells Angels or some shit? This criminal.
They get everybody eventually, you know?
You know what I'm saying? Like, dude, it's like, come on, shut up. Let's continue because we're almost done.
Relying on stereotypes.
They don't like black characters. They like victim characters. They want victim characters. That's it. They don't want black characters. If they wanted black characters, they would be screaming for Wesley Snipes' Blade right now. They don't want that. They don't want good black characters. They don't want good female characters. They want good victim characters. Because the moment they get a good female character, they don't pay attention to it. And I believe in reparations, by the way. Wesley Snipes deserves all the reparations because that motherfucker should have never been put in prison. He should have absolutely been. He should have a pass for life because he was Passenger 57 and Blade and Simon and Phoenix. So reparations for Wesley Snipes. And fuck the judge that locked him up.
What the fuck?
Exactly, right? Now you want to go and talk about this reparations shit, right? And we already know what the fucking narrative about giving black, you know, you guys just want a handout and we're not giving you representation. You got to work for your money, when they don't understand why we should get fucking reparations. You know?
And what they say, they didn't want a strong female character, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
I would love to know the name of a strong female character in MCU was had.
They couldn't even name a strong black female character because they ain't watch any of them, right? Regardless of what you want to think about fucking The Woman King, that movie was fire and that woman was a strong
black
woman.
Yeah. Fact.
You know what I mean? But they'll just complain because it was called The Woman King.
Top five female actress.
100%, Roberto.
Top 5.
100%. Agreed. Top fucking 5. Viola Davis, fire. She's good in everything she does. Even that fucking President movie, she was good in that. The movie wasn't that great, but she was good in that movie. Did you see that one?
I'm trying to think if I saw it, and I was like, "This is."
What? She was like an assassin or some shit.
Was a president.
No, she was the president, right? And then they tried to take over, but she was like, she had served in the army, so she was something to do with it.
Oh, okay, yeah, it was on Prime or something like that, right?
Yeah.
I hadn't seen it.
She was like super cadet or super whatever you want to call it, you know.
Yeah, it was good.
I was like, some moves in that movie.
Facts, Roberto. Like the scene where she dropped down from the elevator, fucked the dude up. I was like, okay. And you know what? Viola Davis, like when you look at her, she's not like a skinny, scrawny woman. So it's kind of believable with her, right? You could believe that she could be able to maybe fuck up a dude. So, but at the end of the day, these guys sit there and they just trash whatever we do. It doesn't matter what it is, right? And Roberto, just so you know, these are the same guys that did the George Floyd shit. Remember we talked about that? These are the same motherfuckers.
I remember them Geeks guys.
Yeah. and I just want to show you because I want to see if you have the same reaction that JG had, because I had the same reaction with my friend. This is how they start the video. Hold on.
But
hold on. Okay. So this is how they start the video, Roberto.
Hello, fellow black people.
I guess maybe they're watching if Perry clips it out. But
hello, fellow black people. What? Exactly. Crazy.
Tell you, man, you poked the bear enough.
My face was like, I was like, did I just hear what I just heard?
Yeah, you heard it.
And then it's all white people.
Every single one of them.
Well, I don't know, man. again, you know, our conversations we've had about AI and what's real and what's not real. I'm seeing all kinds of shit now on Instagram and Facebook, and I'm just like, wow.
Yep, I agree. What's up, Mike?
What's going on, guys?
What up, Mike?
We were actually finishing up the topic, but I know you wanted to. Yeah, I know you wanted to say some shit. So say what you got to say about these guys, man.
Nah, I don't. Actually, I guess I do, because there are racist people out there, but like I don't understand how these people still have audiences. Like, and they frame it under the guise of entertainment. Like, there's nothing entertaining about that. I don't think trying to figure out what Riri's AI's name would be, and Jemima, Shaniqua, or whatever the hell it would, like they were saying, like, you're just straight up racist. And like, why don't people, like, it's getting to the point where I know that there are conventions. They had a panel at a convention one time. Like, they're enabling these motherfuckers. Like, they need to stop this shit. I am tired of hearing, like, especially when something that they're bitching and moaning about turns out to be good. Or and then they have to figure out exactly, how can they pivot, from, like, even, and it doesn't even have to do, like, it's not only, like, for instance, Star Trek Picard. They didn't like season 1 and 2 because there were elements like, whether they were talking about ice or whatever, it was like social stuff. So then when season 3 came out, they were forced, like, one of them was like, it was a Nerdrotic. He was like, yeah, it was a good show. And like, the man Skyver with, what was the movie? Oh, Barbie. He was the one who came out and said, "Oh, that was a good movie," and like he got shit on from his entire crew because this is what you're cultivating when you come out with this shit about, oh, there's a woman in it, oh, there's a black person in it, oh, there's like an Asian, and then they say, oh, well, it has to be done the right way. What exactly is the fucking right way? Like, a right way would be like, you know what? I want it to be similar, have similar things to the comic. I don't want it to be exactly like the comic, because then, I would just read the comic book. I don't need to have something like that. Like Walking Dead. Walking Dead, it was similar. There were similar story beats, but since there were characters like Daryl, who doesn't exist in the comic books, there were different elements that it brought to the show. I don't want to see a one-to-one adaptation of this material because I already own that material. I don't need to see it brought to the screen the exact same way. Now I'm waiting to see, like, they've already started with Superman about how it's like, super woke, and James Gunn's out there about like, immigrants and DEI and all this other stuff. And I haven't heard anybody say anything about Perry White yet, but I'm waiting to see if that happens because that's Wendell Pierce. I
can't wait to see that tomorrow. Roberto, the Mike brought it up. This one is short, right? So this is the video that actually made me do this on them, because I was going to do a video, but we didn't really have much to talk about, so I was like, we'll do it on the O.O.C. Just listen to this shit, all right? Now, this is they're discussing the trailer for the show. I want you to hear this. I want you to hear this. Hold on. If it would ever show up.
Comes out. You could tell when she said stepdad that it was going to be about black people.
No thing.
My stepdad, because my real dad left me.
Are they going to play black music so I know there's a black person starring in it?
I don't know. This is a show about black people until I hear hip hop. Yeah, what's going on?
What would her Jarvis be called? Jemima?
Jarvisqua. I heard it said Jarvisqua.
Shaquisha? I think Jamichael works.
I'm going with Shanae.
I'm going to go.
You're trying to give me a heart attack, huh?
Yeah, I really was. That's the video that started it for me. Can you believe that shit? A bunch of fucking white people are getting away with saying this shit on YouTube, bro. This is on their channel.
And we get
this is what they think is entertainment. This is what they platform. This is like, I saw that. I think that motherfucker's got almost 2 million subscribers.
Yep. 2 million subscribers, like, Roberto.
What does that tell you?
That we doing something wrong. I don't know. Maybe we should.
There's a lot of them out there.
Yeah, no, I know. But I'm saying maybe we should just start trashing fucking white people.
I walk my own walk. I can't follow.
I can't do it either.
We got to stay true to what we originally said we're going to do. I didn't know we're going to encounter this kind of stupid shit, but it's just stuff to talk about, man.
You know what I've seen too? I've seen this on Facebook. There's people, there's like these brands like Cosmic Book News. I'll use him for example. He's trying to pivot to do that sort of shit where they're complaining about MCU being woke and what they're doing with the characters and gender swapping and race swapping and all that, and even whether it's like the pointing out like the Rotten Tomatoes score and all that stuff. Like this is the way that people think they need to be successful. And honestly, seeing, if you look at the figures, the numbers, like they have that many, whether that many subscribers watch them. I mean, being subscribed is something different than actually consuming the stuff. I don't know what the numbers are for their videos and stuff like that. But even if it's more than like 10K, that's still too many. Like there's,
100%.
I don't exactly know what is entertaining about this, especially let's take away let's just take away the racism. Taking away that and the sexism, you're being patently false about some of this material. Like whether it's like, this, like, why is it okay that we get, and this is another thing that bugged me, why is it okay that we get so many movies about white dudes failing or white dudes failing and then becoming successful and all that, and they suck? And yet they don't call those movies out. But if it's like if there's a black character in there, if there's if it's somebody other than black, we got to call it, like you were talking about that Viola Davis movie. Like, Nzo, you got to show people that Birdman. You got to show him his channel, because people need to watch the shit that he does on there, because the way they are with this stuff, he is to them. He points out their inconsistencies. He points out their fuckery, and it's just there needs to be more of that. But then again, they're wasting time talking about things they don't care about. They don't care about any of this material. They don't care about Riri. And yet they do their thing. Like, and it's like one of them, he talks about how nobody, it was your boy, Nzo, the one that was talking about the George Floyd memorial. He was saying on his stream, nobody cares about She-Hulk. And then as he's saying that, Birdman's going through all the She-Hulk videos he did. Well, if nobody cares about it, why are you doing so many fucking videos about him? About her, about the material? Like, clearly you care about it because you're making money off of it, because you're being, performative. Like, it's nonsensical. The pandemic helped exacerbate all this stuff. They saw this was a way to make money, and it was like it's low hanging fruit. It's just be as racist or as sexist as you can. Just complain about something not being comic booky. Now, I do agree with JG when he said, like, the chick where she said, representation does matter, but that's only a part of it, because when you get there, you have to write good stories. You have to do, or else you're not doing the work. Just being there doesn't. Okay, that's not it. That's not a good character then. Just because, what's your character? I'm black. Well, how about giving like a good story? How about giving good, heroic, like, and the thing, this happened too with the Black Panther that recently came out too. And even with Captain America, people lost their shit because Captain America, at the end of one of his comic book runs back in 2016, I think it was, at the end of the story, he yeets somebody off the helicopter and says, "Hail Hydra." They lost their shit. And it's like, well, wait to see what the story is, where the story goes before going crazy. Same thing with, like, the Black Panther thing. I know seeing a white person as Black Panther, that triggered some people and stuff like that. But that was issue number 1. Let's see what Priest is going to do with the remainder. I think it's 5 issues long, 6 issues maybe. Let's see what the story is going to be before then bringing out the pitchfork saying, like, why did you do that? Like, they don't give anything a shot. They want to do that outrage thing, and that's the way they get their clicks. Because you know what? If they had to sit there and create an interesting stream without that shit, you strip away all that shit, whether it's racism, whether it's sexism, whether it's just being ridiculous about the story, then they're not going to have anything to do. They're not going to be able to keep the people that subscribe to them, because they're just going to be one-trick ponies. That's all it is.
Chill. Don't ever really and truly, don't ever endorse anything they do, bro. Like, don't endorse anything they do, because not what they were doing is they were championing it, right? Because these are the guys that can't stand race bending, but they were making videos happy about it and posting Ryan Gosling as the Black Panther and all kind of shit like that. So they were happy about it. So don't endorse them clowns. But yeah, again, we have another topic Roberto had that I definitely want to get into. We do have some jokes though. I waited for you, Roberto, for the jokes though, right? JG sent this one, and I like it. I've seen it already, JG. I think it's funny. I don't know if Roberto's seen it, but I thought it was hilarious too. Hold on. Let me get the video up. Where are you? AD Shaolin. Okay.
Well, see, since you said it was funny, Anzo, then I think it genuinely is. Because when you said JG had something, I'm like, he better not start dragging my wife. Because if that was the case, he's gonna catch the fist.
He said some things earlier, Mike. You just weren't here to hear it. Yeah, he did. I kind of gloated him into it. Yeah, and then he went off on her. You know what I mean? Here it is. All right, guys, let's check this one. Roberto, have you seen this one?
No.
Oh, dude, this is so funny to me.
Great. Let's watch it.
What was that?
Is there a black person here?
Just say.
Yeah, I seen this one.
Black
It's fucking
person?
hilarious.
Question. Yeah. Is there a black person here?
Shit, why are you asking that?
Janice said there was one in here. Came to check.
There's a white person here too.
I don't need one of those.
What are you doing?
What's the big deal? I'm just trying to find the black person here.
Well, you found her. Okay, you got her today. Okay, let me see. Let me set my sparkling down.
Oh, here it is. Got it.
He's saying, is there a black purse in here?
Yeah. Success.
When I first saw this, I was fucking crying, yo.
Yeah, that shit was
Oh
funny.
my goodness.
I was getting ready to send it to you, saying, "What? Look how far it's gone," and then, what?
All right, I got another one. Check this one out.
How does the brain, I don't get it. How does the brain remember that I forgot, but can't remember what I forgot? I really be thinking like that, and it really pisses me off.
That actually made sense.
It does. That's what I'm saying. Like, I forgot something, but I can't remember what I forgot. Here, one more.
Somewhere with an fuck, I remember. I forgot.
Somewhere with an acorn.
Me.
Oh my goodness.
It's a package.
Man, that squirrel ain't playing, bro. That's that cocaine squirrel.
This is not so serious. Look,
And then,
fuck that, I had enough of this shit.
yo, the dog started yelping, bro. That was hilarious. And then the last one here.
Be sure to
Hold on. Oh, sorry. Oh, come on. All right, hold on. Start from the beginning. There is running late to a meeting and forgetting to clear your browser from last night.
and have a little using in class. So be sure to open a laptop.
Fuck me!
What was that? Who was on the program?
That's some ignorant ass shit. That's some ignorant ass shit.
Oh my goodness.
That was funny. All right, guys. So we have another topic up here, and I titled it the way Roberto said it, "Downfall of America." And I know there was a video that Roberto wanted me to show. Which video was it, though, Roberto? Because you sent me a lot, and I wasn't. Was it the?
You said the same thing word for word in the text, and I said,
Yeah, I know. The second one from the top, but then you sent
the second, the last one, second.
Yeah,
to
the
last.
second.
If you go to
Yeah,
the
the
bottom. It's a brother, and he's talking about the situation in the U.S. right now.
Yeah, this one. Okay. I know you sent it, and I know you did it, but I was like, you know what?
I'm sending
not-
all kinds, Nzo, because like I said,
Yeah.
I'm fucking freaking out, man. I need to get your perspective. I need you to tell me this ain't AI or it's AI or what the fuck's going on, yo? Because they're our neighbors and shit.
All right, hold on. This is the one, right? No, not that one. Sorry. This one, right?
No.
This
one's about people. Well, that is part of a thing that's going on in the U.S. too, because they're finding a whole bunch of people hung. Sorry, and there's like 35 or 36 girls missing in Washington, and they're all black and Latino, and that shit ain't making the news.
So then it's this one. Hold on.
You want me to resend it to you?
This one, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, that's it. All right.
Maybe my boy JG could relate, you know?
Don't put that shit on me.
So we got
Get
a
that shit
secret
away from
police
you.
force in ICE that was just infused with $170 billion, a la the big, beautiful budget bill of bullshit yesterday. The Supreme Court last year ruled that the President of the United States cannot be held accountable or liable criminally for official acts. And that very same Supreme Court earlier this year just basically put an end to federal judges being able to enact nationwide injunctions on unlawful executive orders. I'm being so fucking dead ass when I say this, bro. We are in grave danger. Oh my God, y'all don't even understand how bad this shit could get. I've made several videos stating what I'm about to say, but I'm gonna do it every day until y'all get the message. You got two choices: lock and load, or get the fuck out of here. Let me say that one more time: lock and load, or get the fuck out of here, bro. Just
Talking
leave.
to you, bro.
Do it now while shit's still
Lock
time.
and load is
Our borders
already
are still
here.
open. And that go for everybody: white, black, Hispanic, Asian, whatever the case might be, because the shit that's finna touch down in 3 or 4 months, oh my God. I saw a video on here that basically said that Trump and the administration were able to convince some of the hesitant Republican lawmakers to sign yes on the big, beautiful budget bill because he gave them a sneak preview of what was to come as far as executive orders. You better run, don't walk, run to your nearest gun store. Get you everything you need. Buy all the ammunition you need. I'm trying to tell y'all, man. And if you're an immigrant, or your daddy is an immigrant, or your mama's an immigrant, or you look like you fit the description, I would seriously consider getting the fuck out now. Because they're already making the concentration camps and they're calling it alligator Alcatraz.
Yeah,
and trust
I
me,
see.
when I
See
say
here,
they will not just stop with Latinos or Hispanic people. They are just the easiest target right now. You African with a funny sounding name, they're gonna find a way to put you in that motherfucker too. You Asian, don't think you safe just because you're the model minority. Oh no, they're gonna lock your ass up too. If you alphabet gang, don't let them people catch you lacking, bro, because they gonna put belt to ass. And to all my black people out there watching this, they're gonna do us the worst. They getting all these people up out the way, right? Because it's easy. But when they get done with them, oh, trust me, they gonna do us dirty. I'm trying to tell y'all. So be prepared. Lock and load or get the fuck out now. And to any black people that might still be watching it, listen, I know we've been on the sidelines watching and waiting and letting these dummies that elected this fool feel the consequences of their actions. But it's going to be time for us to jump off the porch. Not right now, but soon. So be prepared. So we got a secret police force.
So, Roberto, keep your thoughts. I want to hear what the Americans have to say about that first.
Go ahead, Mike.
What are your thoughts?
You know, I really every day. I mean, this happened the first time he was president, and I see the way he plays these people, and I'm hoping that the shit that he's done, like for instance, all the farmers are out there crying about how they were affected, about not just even with the immigrant thing, but with like these tax cuts that he was taking away and all this other stuff that they were getting. Like they were getting screwed over, and I hope they remember this when the midterms come. And then, I mean, I don't know what's going to happen with the next election if he's going to try to run for a third term. It hopefully is going to be constitutionally possible. He's going to try to find a way though, because I can see that happening. But yeah, he's there. He's got plans. He's putting stuff into play. And I don't know, to be honest with you, I don't know if it's him. I think it's the people around him, like that that bald motherfucker. What's his name? Miller. I think there's just like they always like saying that, oh, it's George Soros, it's this, it's that, whatever. And I'm like, well, I think there's people pulling his string. Like when the thing happened with him and Elon, it was like they were. I don't know if they were both doing something to a means to an end, because all of the agencies that they went after at the beginning, those just coincidentally happened to be agencies that were investigating Musk's companies, whether it was Neuralink, whether it was Tesla, whether it was the SpaceX and all that stuff. Like, so the ones that got attacked, the ones that got defunded or whatever, they were the ones that were investigating Musk, and they were coincidentally the ones that got their employees fired and stuff like that. And yes, Chill has a point there. I mean, this is the thing too. When you start saying something about one party, they automatically assume, oh, so you think the other party's good. And it's like, well, no, I want people there that are going to be doing stuff for people. Okay. Not like, I mean, okay, you can grandstand and you can be like, have a social media presence and be performative and stuff like that. But as long as you're getting shit done for people, for your constituents, for the people that voted you into office, you're doing stuff for them, then I don't have a problem with you. But if you're not, then I don't want to hear from you, because you're just part of the problem.
Absolutely. He said, honestly, if he gets a third term, Sir's going to figure out how to get out, becoming Emperor Palpatine in real life, 100%.
And they're not stopping this stuff. There are smart people out there. I don't know how they can convince the ones that aren't so smart, the ones that are getting played, because like I know there were a bunch of my fellow Hispanics that voted for that jackass, and you know what? Some of them fucked around and found out and got deported. There was like this Hispanic rapper. I think he was Cuban. He got deported out. He was out there campaigning for him, and he got deported. You know what? There you go. That's what you voted for. You vote for
the woman. Circus. The woman that did the song, I love Donald Trump.
I left that up.
Weeks later, she's crying because her husband got deported. You know what I'm saying? JG, go ahead.
Yeah, right there with you, Mike. I mean, when it comes to Cubans, I mean, majority of them are going to be right leaning anyway. It's just, trust me, family, I know to be right leaning, and I 100% agree with you that just because I may speak ill of the left doesn't mean I think the right is good. I say this all the time. Both parties are fucked up. Yeah. Both parties have been fucked up. We dealing with Trump now because the left didn't do what they were supposed to do then, right? And now a lot of people come out the woodwork saying, "Oh, we need to stop this." Well, why did you stop it when you had the power to do it, right? And look, we're gonna be all right. We survived slavery. We survived Jim Crow. We survived the Great Depression. We'll be all right.
But CJG, now he, in addition to fucking up America, he's also fucking up our relations with other nations, and some of those nations
also true.
Have nuclear weapons and a nuclear armament, and and he's ruining our standing with them. Like, and when they came out, and see, there's some of the things that he has said that I don't necessarily disagree with. Like, I want there to be more manufacturing in America. I want people to have jobs. Like when my grandmother, because she lived in Bridgeport, she worked at a factory. And when that factory either had no work for her or, they went under or whatever, she just walked across the street to the factory that was across the street, got a job there. Like there were more jobs that were readily available. They weren't doing that, like that welfare state kind of thing. I want that. I want that to happen. But you have to do that in a way that's not going to destroy people's lives. And I don't need something to happen to me personally to know that other people are going through something, whatever it may be. And this is where it seems where we are as a society. And that's ridiculous because everybody is different.
Absolutely. Roberto, go ahead.
I saw Dandelion had wrote something about it's unconstitutional for him to run a third term, but the Constitution doesn't exist with this guy.
Yeah.
No,
they've given this guy so much power right now. He's no different than the guys he wishes to be.
Yeah,
Because
and we
what
know
he's
who he
doing-
wants to be. Yeah, go
Actually,
ahead, brother.
what he's doing, sending ICE in there, is no different than the Germans when they sent their guys kicking down doors and grabbing people.
Facts.
It's no different, dog. Nzo, I just want to say one thing. I sent you one more video on Instagram, and this video is going to speak for me, and it's going to probably take us till 12 o'clock because I love not just intelligent black women. I love when intelligent women speak. And this one just so happens to be a black woman. Please play it for me.
All right. While I was just doing that. I'm sorry, go ahead.
I tell you that it's almost the making of a movie, but it's actually very possible to happen in reality.
I got you. JG, you talk because I got to record it and then put it on my phone so you talk.
Yeah. I was going to say that even with these primaries coming up, if you choose to go to the left, which I'm sure a lot of us will do, we got to be careful because there are a lot of right-leaning Democrats out there who will talk a good game, but when they get in that seat, all of a sudden their Republican mindset start coming in, right? That stereotypical Republican mindset, right? Because a lot of Republicans run as Democrats because they can't win as Republicans. It's like you have some Democrats that run as Republicans because they can't win as Democrats, right? And so, like the guy that supposedly shot one of the senators or whatever, that's long ago, she was a right-leaning Democrat.
Well, see, that's the thing too.
The husband and wife that got shot?
Yeah, I think the wife was a right. Well, she's been said to be a right-leaning Democrat.
People need to, and I realize it's difficult, but when you go into the voting booth, I know they do this shit where, like, if you're a Republican, you just vote all Republican. If you're a Democrat, you just vote all Democrat. Like, that shit needs to stop. Like, because you need to take these people on their individual basis, on their individual, like, merit, what they have shown. And I know, I think it was Chris Evans. He tried doing a website that had on both sides. They put like their record. They put, like, you know, the stuff they've done. So you can go there and you can find out, like, you know, nonpartisan, not like, you know, oh yeah, this guy's a Democrat, so he sucks, or this is a Republican, so he's evil, or whatever. Just showing his record and what he does. Because, like, you know, like for instance, who's that psycho chick in Georgia? The one with the space lasers and all that. And now she came out and said she wants an apology because apparently we can modify the weather, and that's how all these people in Texas are suffering. Whatever, like, why is she continuously voted into office? Just because she's a Republican?
Very
like,
good question, Mike. It makes no sense.
What has she done? How many bills has she put in that have actually passed?
Thank you, Mike.
You're there to do a job. It's not like you're not there to be performative on social media or just, you know, they want people, whether it's Republican, whether it's Democrat, they want people whose asses are in the seats to vote for whatever nonsense they're going to try to put through. That's why Marjorie Taylor Greene. That's why they're there. These people don't do anything. In fact, there was one chick, the chick that was giving out hand jobs in Colorado. She switched districts because there was the district that she was in. They didn't think she was going to be able to win. So they put her into another one that was going to be more, you know, that was going to allow her to, it's going to be easier for her to win. Like, these are the things that they do to keep power, to keep people down. And people need to see this shit and need to vote this shit out.
Great. Go ahead, Roberto.
Did you get my video?
Yeah, I'm getting it. But I got to record it and then put it on the computer. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm just like, are you not watching the news, JG?
Oh, I'm watching it. It's like, I mean, what can I do at this point, right? I know Dandelion says that, you know, he can't do this. There's a lot of shit we said Trump can't do, and he's been doing it.
Yes.
Right. The Constitution, all these laws, I keep saying over and over again, is written to where there's wiggle room for that gray area, so they can interpret it in a way they want to interpret it.
Well, who's that guy? Bannon said that they were looking into ways. Like they're looking into, they're trying, they're going to figure out a way. And this is the thing too, like these these motherfuckers, they say things like it's like that thing. It's like that when you're young, and if you have like an older brother and he puts his finger in your face and he's like, you're like, don't touch me. He's like, I'm not touching you, and he's not touching you. Technically, he's not touching you. His finger is just in your face, and it's like, no, stop, don't touch. I'm not touching you. Like that's what they do. They do those things where they're able to do, whether it's passing these bills, whether it's the race thing, whether it's whatever it is, they do that, and they try to find a side way where they're saying, well, we're not doing this. This is what we're doing, and then eventually the end result will be what they want, and this is what they're like. This whole thing with the tariffs and all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
What sense does it make tariffing a nation that has a surplus, that they get more things from us than we get from them? Why are you tariffing them? Because, for instance, and I said this yesterday on the stream, the comic book stream that I did, because Paul was in there. We're tariffing Australia. Australia gets way more stuff from us than we get from them. I mean, we can only, there's only so much kangaroo meat to go around. Like, we don't need that much stuff from them. They get a shit ton of stuff from them, and yet he's tariffing them. Like, I think it's like 20% or something like that. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous.
Absolutely. I got the video Roberto was talking about. Let's just go through the comments real quick so that we can get onto that. So, where was I? Weekend at Bernie's. Okay, Jack Law said, He is just doing whatever makes him the most amount of cash. If nuclear war happens, Cali is in crosshairs. Yeah, we all in trouble if there's a nuclear war, bro. Like, you know what I mean? So, we store most of U.S. nuclear waste in Canada. Los Angeles is in the crosshairs. NYC is in the crosshairs, and Trump doesn't care.
NYC gets hit, one tidal wave, Montreal's gone.
Facts. 100%, because we ain't that far. Elon donated $300K just to fire the people who were regulating his company, and his cash comes from government contracts, so that is a bribe and a kickback. Yeah, he did do that.
Uh-huh.
Absolutely. That is why I said no constitutional way. The bill that passed put the fines for doing evil shit. All right, let's go here. I know Jack Laws. That would be fine, and that would be fines and broke laws. The bill set that fine to 0. Yeah, okay, we'll skip that. Chillmonger said, look for the candidates in the primary elections who isn't backed by Israel. And he said, if he's still coherent, he will try to stay in power. I don't think he'll be able to. He already looks tired and sick now. Yeah, but what I know is if he declares martial law, or if there's something where he has to declare martial law, that should be enough to keep him in power, right? So that's what I think. People
Why you have to talk before you play my video? See you?
Well, let's get with the video and hear what it has to say.
Viral for laying out 10 steps to autocracy. Run us through those steps so we all know.
Okay, so this happens in every nation that has become an autocracy, having been a democracy. Brazil with Bolsonaro.
I didn't hear what you said.
So you like my man?
Oh, yeah, for sure, 100%.
Having been a democracy. So whether we're talking about Brazil with Bolsonaro, or India, or Putin and Russia, the Philippines with Duterte. So start with winning an election.
Mm-hmm.
Usually the last one you're going to get to have for real. Number 2, you have an expansion of executive power. The president decides he wants more than he's supposed to have. Number 3, you start to make the Congress complicit. So you weaken them and you neutralize or neuter the judiciary. Like, the Supreme Court giving you unfettered power and saying we don't have the ability to stop things. Then you move on to firing all of the people who know how to make government work. Mm-hmm. So you gut the civil service. And you do that because you want to break democracy so people forget the stuff that used to get done. So you can't get your Social Security check. So the CDC doesn't know what diseases are anymore. Mm-hmm. Then you put in place these loyalists, people who are only responsive to you. You put them in charge of the FBI so they go after your enemies. You put them in charge of the Department of Justice, the Department of Defense, so they can signal to their friends and tell them all about the evil plans that you have. Then you make certain that you break how we communicate. So you criticize the media and you create your own echo chamber of propaganda. You call it truth even though you know you're lying. Then you go to the next step, and I call that step 7. Because at step 7, you have to blame someone. You have to blame people for the broken government, for the broken promises. So you go after DEI. You go after the vulnerable, the dispossessed. You go after any community that doesn't look like what you think power should be. While you're doing that, you make certain that you, in step 8, you eliminate anybody who can help them. So you sue law firms that do pro bono cases. You go after philanthropies and accuse them of giving money to the wrong people. You go after colleges and universities that can teach people possibly what else they should know. You get to step 9 and you start to encourage and incentivize private violence. You send the US Marines into spaces they should not be. You send the National Guard in. You kidnap people off of the streets and pretend that's normal, because that's how you quiet dissent, because you make everyone afraid that if they don't do what you want, they might be next. And once you've done those 9 steps, step 10 is easy. That's when you decide there won't be new elections, because everyone's either afraid, poor, broken, or complicit.
Okay. Wow. Well said. While you have the ear of the people right now and on their television sets, what is it that they can do to help avoid this and make a change in this?
Thank you. So I want to give credit to Kim Sheppel, who is a professor at Princeton. She came up with the framework. I've adapted it and potentially editorialized it more than she did. But I also want to give credit to the Robert F. Kennedy.
That's it. You don't get the tip.
Wow. Yo,
wow.
Because
tell me that isn't happening right now.
Exactly. 100%. Americans?
Oh yeah, definitely it's happening. I can't argue.
You know, when we see this happening to other countries, we pose the question, why are you staying there? And I sent Nzo, he's like he said, I sent him a whole bunch of videos, but I sent him another one that I wanted Danny to see of an American that moved to Calgary. Excuse me. Not even Toronto, Montreal, BC, none of the big. She went to Calgary. And if you could see the monkey off her back, sorry to say it in those terms, but you could see how comfortable and relaxed she is being in a country where they ain't singling her out because she's black. I ain't saying there's no racism here, but the scales there's no comparison what's going on.
Yeah.
There's so much shit happening in the U.S. Like this district attorney or whatever her name is talking about she has Epstein's files on her desk. Have a good night, Dandelion. And then
now the FBI coming out saying that there's nothing in there.
There was never a file.
Well, see, Roberto, that's by design. That's by design.
Yes,
they're doing all this.
They're throwing going on somewhere else.
Exactly. They're throwing all this shit at us. Yes.
Like all these fucking things he's signing, but he ain't going to no Senate or Congress to fucking have them have an opinion on it, and it's already signed. They can't even go to a federal court to fight it because they can't.
Facts.
So you see why? That is why I get so pissed off at the left. Because one thing I would give Trump,
I don't know what is.
One thing I'll give Trump, he wants something done, he signs and gets it out the way, right? What pisses me off with the left side is immigration reform. It should have been done a long time ago. I don't want to hear anything about, well, people stopped it. No. Because they had the majority several times. They could have got that through.
Can I say something, JG, as a spectator? As long as you guys keep talking left and right, you guys are going to constantly be in the struggle. You guys are the Middle East within your own country. You guys
it's always been like that, bro.
Off as Palestine and Israel with Democrats and Republicans. I saw you guys as two parties, but you guys literally hate each other to the point you talk bullshit about each other and hope your side believes it to gain more strength. Instead of, you know, the whole initiative of politics is you're there for the people. Right now, they're exploiting the people, and you guys are so confused with left and right, you don't even see what the fuck's going on.
Well, see, Roberto, for me,
my perspective.
I get you, but for me, I've been saying this every stream, have I not? Neither side has done anything for us.
Yeah, but
as black people, we're arguing about the same
this level, man. It's never gone to this level.
But we always said it would get to this level,
what's
Roberto.
going on right now? This guy's not just ruining your country; he's ruining the fucking world. And the Simpsons have an episode that reflects all what they fucking shown in the past, that things they put out before it actually happens. Did you see that? Not they launched a thing that Trump's going to be arrested in August 2025. That's their next episode. Really? Did you not see that clip? I swear I sent it to you, Nzo.
Probably did. I probably skipped it. Go ahead.
What I've been trying to
he's going to start a war, and that's when they're going to say enough is enough now. Because what he's doing with Israel, sorry to say, giving them more weapons, giving them weapons to destroy property.
Man. But see, the question, the thing that I don't like.
Hold on, Mike, for a second, because JG had something to say and he got cut off. So JG, go ahead.
Sorry, JG.
No, you're good, man. You're cooking, man. No problem.
I was on
I'll make it real quick, Mike.
Could wait to talk about this.
I agree with you, Roberto. I 100% agree with you. But have we not talked about this for decades? How this will happen if nothing is done?
I saw the project 2025 that Nzo showed us, and I found it hard to believe that he's putting this stuff up and they're still going to vote for him. That's the stage I was at before.
Yeah, but the thing
I
is,
didn't see the repercussions of him giving these cops the right to just fucking grab anybody and ship them off to that extent, JG. I really didn't.
Well, I don't think any of us did. Right?
But I'm not living in it. That's the whole
exactly.
thing. If I was living in it, I'd be thinking every day, how the fuck am I getting out of here before they grab me?
But the thing is that Project 20, all this stuff, that happens every year, right? They put that out every year. No one expected, I won't say no one, I would say a good percentage of people didn't expect Trump to actually go through it and do it. They would talk about, hey, he's going to pull this out. Project 25, he's going to pull this out. Okay. What are you guys going to do to prevent that? Come up with something. Because remember, one of the things against Kamala Harris was she was going to back Israel. That's why a lot of them voted for Trump. What is Trump doing? Backing Israel, right? They all do the same shit.
Wait. They didn't think Trump was going to back Israel? Like, didn't they see
I said one of the things was there was a knock against Kamala where certain people was she was backing Israel.
Well, see, one of the other things that really annoyed me regarding her was that people said that she had no policies. Like, anytime Trump was talking, he would just play his greatest hits about trans people, about like they were even making mice transgender and all this other shit. Like, he was never talking about any policies unless they were, Barack Obama created like the worst healthcare. And like, at least he did something. Like, see, that's what you do. You start to do something and then you fine tune it to get all the kinks and everything out of it, because sometimes these bills aren't necessarily one size fits all. But they went with him because he's more amusing to them. And then it's funny, too, the amount of people that turned against him. Even there were some Republicans, just like even the social media people, who were upset that he was siding with Israel. There were Republicans that were now. Sure. I'm wondering with this whole Epstein thing, I'm wondering if this is the thing that could potentially hurt him, because
100%.
There's a reason that this didn't come out. I mean, they're all about conspiracies. They're all about like, to watch these people try to say, oh no, it's got to be, the Bondi chick and the dude from the FBI and the other dude. They're the ones like, that's why, it's not Trump. Trump didn't do this. It was them. And it's like, so you think this motherfucker is always like in charge of things? You think he's going to allow these three individuals to throw him under the bus like this, or to do whatever they want without his say so? Like, you can't have it both ways. You can't say that this is our man, he's in charge of everything, and then when this happens, they're doing it on their own, that he didn't know what was going on or something. Like, that's bullshit. Stop it.
And
I agree, Mike.
And to Mike's point too, right? Because I think I've said this too, that Kamala has talked about certain policies that she was going to run. Right, she did talk about policies, but I think what the problem is all you ever seen, and this is a clip generation. So all you ever seen was clips of her saying other things, right? Trashing Trump, and they're saying, "Oh, well, this is what she did. She had no policies." But and even me, like, I forgot, and then I watched the video. I think it was some black guy that always talks about stuff like that, and he showed what her policies were. And I was
they
like,
were all on
okay.
her website, Anzo. She had every policy on her website. And then the other thing was that they kept talking about how many black men she's thrown in prison. If you went and you actually investigated that and looked at the numbers,
you would see it was a fact, was a lie, 100%.
Exactly. And that's something. Once you throw that shit out there, it's like, and then people regurgitate it. It's like it's one of those things. What is it like? Where like like that game of telephone or whatever. Like it gets passed along, and then eventually it becomes fact, even though it's not, because enough people say it. If you go to enough places, if you're scrolling on your Twitter feed, if you're seeing it on Facebook or whatever, then you begin to believe it, because people today just see the headlines and they don't do any dives into whether the headline is actually accurate or not. They see the headline and they think that's the fact and move on. And they had that in their brain. Oh, well, I heard Kamala, she doesn't have any policies, and then no, you go to her website, they're all on there. And that was one of the things that she kept getting dragged for. And I don't get it. It's like the thing with black people in media. Oh, well, they didn't do it the right way. Well, have you watched it? Do you know whether it's the right way or not? And what is the right way? If you're sitting there and you're saying that, oh no, she doesn't have any policies, and you don't find out whether she has policies by going to her website, or even just paying attention to the clips that aren't the ones that the Republicans keep highlighting, then you're going to see things. And the things that he says, like, I can't believe he was still elected. And there's another thing, Anzo, and there are people out there that have been investigating this. I know we came away from 2020 where Trump just keeps going on about how the election was rigged and, and all this other stuff. And so I think that's weird. It's weird that the other side likes to take the higher ground, or think they're taking the higher ground by not doing what the right does. When there's this thing, and it's in court right now, and a judge has actually voted that it was valid, so the case is going to proceed. In Rockland County, New York, there was these cases where there were machines, and we talked about this earlier, I mentioned it, where, like Democrats traditionally, when they go in, they vote all Democrat, Republicans vote all Republican, whatever. In some of these counties, the Democrats all got votes. And it wasn't something that it was like, there wasn't like, 5,000, 10,000. It was like literally in the hundreds. So it's not something hard to validate. It shouldn't take too long. Where all the Democratic senators or whatever, they got voted for, and Kamala got no votes whatsoever. Mm-hmm. Trump got all the votes. And when you see the figures, when you see the numbers on the spreadsheet and all that, that's a mathematical impossibility. Like, unless did they hate Kamala that much where they're willing to vote for Trump instead of voting for her? Like, I mean, it doesn't track. So this is a court case. It is proceeding. But even if something happens, I don't think, and there were instances during his rallies where he would say shit about, like, the machines and how Elon knows the machines and, he's going to do this. And there are supercuts out there of people that have clipped all of this stuff where they have him saying these things. It's like he's literally putting it out in front there, and nobody's like what JG was saying about the 2025 stuff, and like nobody's acknowledging it. He's there. He's saying this stuff, and people, oh, that's just Trump, and it's like, you got to stop that.
And that's the thing I was going to say too, right? Because I know JG said the Project 2012 thing happens every year, and it probably does. They probably put those kind of reports out there every year. I haven't seen anything until the actual Project 2025. I've never seen it.
Yeah, before. Nobody ever pays attention to it. Yeah.
Right. Mm-hmm. So, but at the same time, I think that the Project 2012 one was so egregious that it was like broadcasted out there, because the stuff that was in there, and we discussed it, the DEI stuff, all of this stuff, taking Black history out of schools and doing all of that stuff. We talked about it, and it was
there wasn't slavery. Why should slavery be in the history books, Anzo? There wasn't slavery. Didn't Kanye say it was a choice? It was a choice. Let's do that. Yeah.
And that's what I'm saying, though. It's like, so it was all put out there, And like JG said, it says many times, people don't read. You know what I mean? Or not the fact that they don't read, they didn't believe it. And now it's coming to pass. And I'm like, you get what you wish for, right? You get what you wish for. And you got to, that's the saying, you better be careful what you ask for. And this is what people ask for. And now they're getting it. And it's coming back to bite the majority of them, if not all, in the ass. Roberto.
Well, see.
No, go ahead. Go ahead, Mike.
There's this thing, Nzo, where and I don't know if this is solely an American thing, but if there's a lot of material to consume, people won't do it. They want the cliff, like even in high school, you don't want to read the book. You're going to get the cliff notes because you just want to, this is what happens. This is what these senators, both Republican and Democrat, do all the time, where they'll say, okay, you know what? We want to fix the streets. And then if let's say we'll flip it. Let's say it's a Republican. Okay, we want to fix the streets because the roads are pretty bad. And Democrats going to be like, yeah, I don't want to do that. So they'll be like, okay, well, what do you want? And they'll say, well, I want there to be, pink trees. Okay, well, you know what? We'll give you pink trees. We'll put it we'll make the bill be 700 pages. And on page 632, we'll put there has to be pink trees too, because that's what you want. And people don't read the fucking bills. Okay. In fact, that chick, that Marjorie Taylor Greene, there was a thing in the bill that said about AI. And she's like, if I knew that was in there, I wouldn't vote for it. Bitch, that's your fucking job. You're supposed to read the things that are being presented to you, seeing it and say, hey, you know what? This is something I agree with, or this is something I don't. And then you negotiate whatever. If you saw that in there, if you think that shouldn't be in there, the time to say it was when you got it. Like, that's your job. You're not doing your job.
And you know what, Mike? And I'm saying this because as much as I don't want to say like Trump is smart, but he was smart. He made that shit like 600 pages and knew that nobody was going to read all the 600 fucking pages, right? They're just not going to do it. He knew that, right? So that's why you make it long like that, because not everybody is going to read everything. And that's exactly how. And not to mention, when you see the vote, it was tied. And guess who was the tiebreaker? JD Vance. You know what I'm saying? Roberto.
Ain't that like dramatic?
Yeah, for real though.
It should have been drum roll, please.
Who is he gonna vote for? And he's like, oh, the big beautiful bill has been passed. That's crazy, bro.
So has this bill had officially been passed? Did it go to Congress and pass? Or I don't know. I don't got the terms House and Congress. Did that shit work out?
I think the last vote that they had was the actual to pass the bill. So that bill is now
I believe
law.
it's passed.
Yeah, that bill is now law.
You guys,
and it's good to see. It's good to see him and Elon Musk going at it, even though Elon Musk is a damn fool too, talking about and so in that video she talked about threats, right? What does Trump do? He threatens he's threatened to arrest the Democrats, right? He's threatened to arrest the Democrats. He's threatened to deport Elon Musk. That's why when I was listening to that, I was like, yo, everything she says in this, I don't know when that video clip was made or when it happened, but everything she is saying in that clip is happening right now. Right now. What's more to come? It's what, 6 months he's been in power? Wait, in 2 years.
Well, this all was out there on Front Street when he was campaigning. They mentioned this Project 25 thing too, and he's like, he disavowed it. Yeah, I don't know anything about that. Even though most of the people that put that shit together were his people.
Were his part people. Yeah, they were his.
It's almost as bad. And I really, like I said before on another stream somewhere, I want to find out the way it broke down as far as the demographics for Hispanic voters. Because if I find out that any of my fellow Puerto Ricans voted for this jackass after that rally that he had, where that dumbass comedian said that Puerto Rico was a floating
garbage or something like that, trash or something like that.
Yeah, bro.
I swear to God, like I don't get it. And the one thing, see, I wasn't born in Puerto Rico, but I was born in the United States. But the one thing that, especially for Puerto Ricans that are on Puerto Rico, they are 110% proud of their island. And if any of them, I swear to God, like those people, you know what? Deport them somewhere, send them to Guatemala, El Salvador, wherever because that's where they belong. And I just, I don't know. I'm hoping that besides the midterms, like I hope people, and there were even people. This is the thing. There were people that had questions, concerns about this bill, and some of them, there was a handful of them, but they were Republicans, and they were coming out and saying stuff. And what he did with a couple of them was he conceded something. He gave them shit to vote for this bill. Yep. And I'm hoping, like, I know it doesn't matter these days, but that goes to your character. And to see that you're willing to fold that easily, like, I hope that means something to people when they take it. It won't. I know it won't, because again, like Roberto said, like they don't work together. Like they hate each other so much that they're willing to, okay, they somebody pointed out when Obama, they did the thing with the healthcare or something like that, and John McCain voted against whatever they were trying to do because they were trying to shut it down or something like that, and he went against his party because he knew that was wrong, and that was going to screw a lot of people out of the stuff. So, I agree with some of the things that JG said. In fact, I'll go even a step further. Sometimes, in the way my X-Files addled brain goes, sometimes with the conspiracies, I could see both the Republicans and the Democrats teaming up to agree to not do things, to not fix things, because that way, if there was something, there's more attention paid to something when there's an enemy, when there's something that you can rally against. If everybody's working together, then there's none of that, and they actually have to be seen on the merits of that person individually. When you can campaign, like Trump, he said that he wanted Republicans not to vote because apparently the Republicans and the Democrats had a agreement about the border or something like that. This was back before when they were doing the campaigning and all that. He wanted the Republicans to not sign it. He wanted them because he wanted to run on that. He wanted to campaign on the whole border, on the whole the immigrant issue and stuff like that. If they agreed to it, if they signed the bill, then that would mean that they actually solved the problem. And he couldn't have that because as long as there's problems, he's going to have something to run on. Where instead of his knowledge, his intelligence on the way the government works, which he has none, like he doesn't.
What I want to ask you guys is, because you keep talking about the primary election, can he be run out of office if he loses?
If Trump loses?
Yeah,
what do you mean?
Like you guys, like midterm elections or something. You guys keep saying
no. The midterm is like for the senators, the
I got you.
Yeah, the president is only 4 years, every 4 years.
So the midterms. So basically, what happens is if there's more Republicans in the Senate or House, the midterms can change that, right? To even it up.
Yeah. And that's the other thing too, that a lot of people in America don't seem to pay attention to. They don't seem to pay attention to the lower votes, the voting. They only pay attention, I'm just going to vote for the president and the vice president. They don't care about the senators and the representatives and all that. And they don't understand that those are the motherfuckers that put these bills together for the president to sign, or if the president does things, they're the underlings, the ones that get it done, that make that vote possible. And they have to start paying attention to this shit. And some of them don't even vote for that stuff. They'll just vote for the president, and they don't even do the party line thing where they vote for all Democrats or all. They just don't vote, period. And these are the ones that are the most important.
I completely understand. Ours is a little bit different. So when we vote, we're voting for person in our riding. But if it's a Democrat, or it'll go to them. You know what I mean? So, like, for the writing for Quebec was this lady, this black lady. Well, she won, the black lady, Democrat, and a lot of people voted for her. She won, so that gave the Democrats the vote, kind of. So that's kind of what we do. Because I don't remember like actually voting for prime minister. When I voted, I didn't vote for the actual prime minister. I voted for the Democrat Party to him.
Oh, you're talking the Liberal Party.
Liberal Party, shit. Yeah, my bad. Yeah, my bad. Well, stuck on Democrats and Republicans, you know what I mean? But yeah.
Don't bring that shit over here, yo.
Yeah, for real. For real though. But a lot of people say that the liberals are pretty much like the Democratic Party, though, you know?
Not to that not extreme extent, but some of the same values.
Right. That's what I mean. Yeah, absolutely.
I just want the economy to be somewhat equal or a little stronger than our neighbors. I don't mind being below them. I want it to go back to how it used to be, man.
Yeah, for real though.
But
especially the food
you heard
prices.
about the Canadian that died under ICE supervision?
No.
Guy from Toronto?
No, I didn't hear that.
Because they don't want us to hear that.
Yeah, probably not.
But it happened. You'll hear it on you hear it on the EU news.
No 51st day DQ. That's not happening. Not happening.
And the thing that also scares me is that, okay, so let's pretend that in 4 years or 2 years, 3 years, assuming we make it that long, that he can't find a way to run again. I'm afraid that what comes next, because see, like, there's a method to his madness. Like, if you cater to his ego or something like that, he's kind of like the grandparents. If you show them a little affection or whatever, they'll give you the toys that you want, or they'll go out and bring you to the ice cream store or something like that. He's like that, where you stroke his ego, chances are you'll be able to get the things that you want, or at least you'll be able to get compliments, which are seen as like currency or something like that with them. But he's setting a precedent, because there's going to be people that are even worse and more manipulative and more of that Miller-esque, mind. Because yes, I'm not saying he's not complicit, but I don't think he's 100% complicit. If anything, it might be maybe 75, maybe 65 or whatever, and the rest are people telling him what to do. Because I had a customer that said that he didn't see that Trump, because Trump doesn't seem like one of those warmongers, like he wants to start war, because he feels as a real estate guy or a business person that's not good for business, because if there's a war, like the people that are going to leave or whatever, that's money that you're going to lose. Or if people, if there's fixtures that are bombed or something like that, that's revenue that's lost. So I don't know if I necessarily agree or disagree with it, but I think the next person might not be that way, might not think that way, might be like, what, we're America, fuck that, they gotta listen to us, we'll show them, and that's going to be a problem. Because all these the extreme right, like even say the MAGA. I mean, there was things when Obama won the first time where people were wearing like hope or yes we can shirts or something like that. But have you ever seen like a Trump rally? Like the way these people are dressed, the things they have, it's like a Twitter feed come to life, like with all these memes and Trump like with muscles jacked like Rambo and guns and shit like that. Like this is a thing, and that is scary. You should never, like with politicians, they should not be idolized, except for my wife, because she is a fine creature. But other than her, nobody else should be idolized, because they're people, they're individual, they're human beings. Okay. And this is the other thing. When all this stuff happened with the Wall Street and stuff like that, when the stock market was crashing and stuff like that, He was, oh yeah, this isn't my stock market. This is Joe Biden's.
Joe Biden's,
like,
yeah.
When exactly, like when it's successful, oh, this is stuff that we did. And when it's not, no. Well, no, you expect like, it's going to be a couple months. We're still in Joe Biden's thing. Like when exactly is he going to take ownership for the shit that he does?
Facts.
And they allow it. They don't question it. They just listen to what he says and goes, oh yeah, sure, that's how it is. He's right. It's Joe Biden's fault.
100%. So President Trump expected to rename San Andreas Fault to Joe Biden's fault. And I got another joke before we close up. I forgot to play it. So let's get our final thoughts. Roberto, final thoughts?
You guys are in trouble, man.
I think so too. And it's scary because we're like right next to them. So whatever trouble they get into, we getting into it too.
But I mean, trouble within.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Trouble. When the exterior trouble comes, we just got to, get to higher ground.
But see, let me ask you a question, Roberto. Do you think that Trump is Trump, but do you think Trump, like this stuff had to be underlying for him to be able to do this, like with this whole Republicans and Democrats not agreeing or not working together, not getting along. He just exasperated the entire situation. So it was there in us, and that's part of the problem. Because
isn't that how the Civil War started?
Yeah.
And that movie Civil War came out 2 years ago. That's why I wanted to see it so bad, just to see similarities.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a lot of similarities. There's a lot of similarities, man. Military in the streets.
Facts. Villainizing people, the mass deportations, all of that shit. JG.
Now, the people had enough and they're fighting back, and that means we need to deploy more military, man.
Oh, you see New York with the Haitians? See what happened with them?
Oh, yeah.
They tried it. The Haitians ain't playing, bro. They're like...
Where the ice came for Haitians?
Yeah, Haitians, but they were deep. They were like, nah, come on, let's go.
Yeah,
they were ready. Let's go.
Oh, my God. I had that somewhere. Where did I put that? JG,
with machetes and bottles and everything. They were ready.
Yeah, bro. Like it looked like a parade, Roberto. That's how much Haitians were out there, bro.
Oh yeah,
like,
bro. Yeah, Haitians, they were ready. They're like, nah.
Yeah.
Like, yo, we survived. Y'all.
Well, I saw a message, a Jamaican sending a message out to all fellow Jamaicans. Beware, they're coming after them next. In New York,
ready.
Miami. Even if your family's from US, that's not enough, man.
Facts, 100%.
And yet Melania is allowed to stay in our country because she has a genius visa.
Sorry, Mike, I don't mean to cut you off, but that's a very good thing you bring up because, again, I don't know if it's AI generated or not, but Trump was having one of his I toot a horn louder and better than anyone in the world conference. And a reporter stood up and posed that question to him. The fact that his family is immigrants and his kids and all of that are considered immigrants, is he going to deport them too? And he's screaming, you insulted me, don't insult me. And people jumped out of nowhere and tried to throw this reporter out.
Really?
That's what's happening now.
You see one with the Indian guy was there, and an Indian reporter asked Trump a question, and he was like, I don't understand what you're saying. What was that? I don't understand. Dude, it was funny. And Danny says it all the time. He's not presidential at all, right? Because his response was our response. Like, dude, I don't know what the hell you saying. Like, that's basically what Trump said to the report.
But see, that's partly JG. That's partly how he got in because people were tired of politicians and being lied to. And I think that's the difference between Trump and other politicians. Politicians will do shady shit, but they won't be out front with it. Trump don't give a fuck. He will be out front with he don't care.
Oh yeah, he's a huge challenge to bureaucracy. Bureaucracy of it, he challenges all that.
And they allow that to happen. And that's like I asked with Roberto. I asked him. I said that the people, that's where the people were, and they allowed that to happen because they were tired. And I heard that too. I like Trump because he's not a politician. Well, I mean, do you frequently go to places where do you go to Do you go to a ice cream store to get your brakes fixed because I don't want to deal with a mechanic. I want to deal with an ice cream person, or do it like I don't want to go to a hospital and have a janitor operate on my open heart surgery. Like you should have a heart surgeon do that.
I like my electrician because he's a plumber.
Yeah, like that logic. That logic is it's ridiculous. Like I don't get that.
What's going to happen to my fucking panel?
Did you guys see this? Right?
Yeah, I saw that.
Joke. Hold on. Let's go here. Let's play this.
As well. Where did you learn to speak so beautifully? Where were you educated? Where?
Yes, sir.
In Liberia.
Yes, sir.
Well, that's very interesting. It's beautiful English.
Sure.
I have people at this table can't speak nearly as well.
What ease and security within the region, because we are committed to that, and we just want to thank you so much for this opportunity.
Well, thank you. And such good English, such beautiful. Where did you learn to speak so beautifully? Where were you educated? Where?
You know what that reminds me of, bro? You know what that reminds me of, though? Because we were talking about geeks and gamers. You ever give a situation where someone who's usually they're a white person, you're talking to him like, oh, he speaks so well. He's one of the good ones. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
What's a bad one look like?
Yeah.
You know, I know what's funny though. I think Trump thought that he was like he was doing anything bad.
Yeah, I know. He literally asked him, "Were you educated?" Like what?
It's like, why would you ask that?
But you know what? There is that aspect of it. But I think he was also that's a side, like he was criticizing the people that are around him too. So he's getting it double in there. He's doing the racist thing, and then he's throwing shade, doing it like the side way. Like he's not out front with that. He's like, so the people will hear it and be like, oh, maybe I should speak better English around him then, or something like that. You know?
But I tell you what's even more scary. Let's face it, we all want to get rid of Trump. But can we afford to get rid of him? Because who's right behind him?
JD Vance? Yeah. No.
Yeah, we don't want that motherfucker doing anything. It's like I'll deal with this Trump for another 3 years before I have to deal with him with 2 months.
That guy's two-faced. That's even worse than
Facts.
Facts. And I don't understand. Like, I know politicians and politics are one thing, but like literally, this man was calling Trump Hitler and saying he was like, there's a supercut they did of all the things that he said about him that was negative. Now, okay, so you said that for a year, 2 years, 3 years, however long it was, and now you're saying, you know what, I'll be your vice president. And then on the other hand, as Trump, he's out there talking mad shit about you, and you're like, you know what, that's my guy. I'm gonna, he's gonna be my running mate. Like, do these people not have any ethics or morals? Like, I mean, is that what you have to surrender to be a politician? That's ridiculous.
Remember, Mike, there's no morals in politics. It's all business. That's how Trump looks at it. It's all business.
Rubio was talking all kinds of shit about Trump, too.
Who was that?
Rubio.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. They all were, dude.
All kinds. Even worse than Vance.
Yeah. And there was a clip. There was a clip of a Spanish anchor talking to Rubio and saying something about this bill and about immigrants and all that, and then he pointed out that his dad, Rubio's dad, was an immigrant too, and he was also able to benefit because the U.S. gave him like some sort of a grace period or something like that. And he's like, if that was the case, why isn't that relevant now? Why aren't you doing that now? Why was your dad the only one allowed to benefit from that? And he tried to weasel his way out of it and stuff like that. Like, and I agree with, like, you gotta watch out for these snakes, dude, because they will turn on you on a dime. Like, and these people have no moral. They don't care. And
they got the support of the president, the most powerful guy in the world.
Facts, 100%. Final joke,
trouble, man.
Huh?
I said you guys are in trouble.
Facts. Final joke before we close it up, since we talked about Trump. I'm glad we'd had this little discussion at the end because I forgot about this one. Watch this.
Somebody in my timeline just posted that Trump is passing everything but away.
That would have been the funniest one of the night.
What do you think, bro? Facts. I know. That shit was hilarious when I seen that. I was like, that was funny. JG, you know what to do, brother. Take us home.
JG Shaolin Terrific, the undefeated, the undefeated, undisputed final boss of the 36 Champions of Shaolin. Wee! Shout out to Jim Kelly, black martial artist, film actor, Nzo. Thank you all for tuning in for this fire primetime stream on Wednesday night on the O.O.C. with the host Nzo, aka the Abbott and the Osiris of the shit, the Spliff King, the Professor of Gunja, alongside his co-host Roberto, aka Mr. 100, aka No Trouble Did Anything Gonna Be Irie. No woman, no cry. And special shout out to Mike. Roll comments coming in. Hey, keeping it fun, keeping it interactive. I love it. You know, Jasmine Crockett's future husband. Check him out.
Wow. He put the hook in there.
I did it
too, bro. Oh my God.
I feel sorry for you, Mike, man. Deal with that Jasmine. It's all you, buddy.
Hey, listen, I'm right
Ain't
there.
nobody fighting Mike over her.
I will. I'm gonna fight Mike for her 100%. Mike has good taste. That's what I'm saying.
I give it. I'm just messing around. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. We already know JG's whitewashed.
Damn. I'm going to get some gamers because of that.
Jack, thank you for coming in. David Quintana, thank you for coming in. Chillmonger was up in the house. Thank you very much. Much appreciated. All you guys. Dandelion was here as well. Beamington was in the house. Dewan was in the house. Tony Robinson was in the house. I thank you guys for coming in. Much appreciated. We will be back with another episode next week. And this was fire, man. This was a really good show tonight. Great conversation. Roberto, you came in here with your topic, killed it. Very good job, brother. JG and Mike.
I feel like there's going to be more parts to this downfall of America. Part 2.
Oh, well, to be honest with you, we already know this ain't over yet, right? We got 4 years of this. So we got content for 4 years, hopefully.
Nzo, I don't know if we're going to last that long. I truly don't.
You know what, Mike and Roberto? As long as I get the next part of the Spider-Verse movie, anything else after that can happen. But until then, you better not screw that up, bro. But thank you guys for coming in. Much appreciated. We'll be back with another one next week. Peace, love, and hair grease.
New brand yellow, I tell some clown. Till I come round, come for the 4 pound. Sit down, me love how you perform. You grabbing me body, you never go scratch your palm. Wait, your pussy good, me never did so long. Wait, your pussy good, if you put it in a song. Tell you the man say, him better run. Come, we fight for your pussy, old veteran. Watch how your step, land mine, set a pressure bomb. You just make it sitting tough up and I never gang. Squeegee round, I leave him alone. Shake your bum, see the shape of your round. Leave your panty, the G-string at home. Till I come see me, come for the 4 pound. Me a cry, sign your tits, touch the grapevine, bite your lips, make you waistline, why not it, don't waste time when I visit, just come in a kissy, me know it risky, she a said it that the jacket he go fit me, disappear like when me do the trick, see a fight, but he did Lulu before 50, come and make me pet your pussy Jimmy, me I know your brother nothing no wrong if you feel it, pizza your harder but me deliver